Hello, everyone. Sorry about that.
Ohio.
What up?
Oh, it's all good.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
So we have
Tired, dude.
a robotic Jinx with us today.
Hello, Jinxbot.
Yeah,
That's all I've ever wanted.
right. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. If you guys have the stream pulled up and everybody watching, you can see the new map that I've created of the slum neighborhood that you guys are staying in now. If you want to check that out for a second, I don't know if you can see it very well on your screen. Let me know if you can. I tried to put
How long are these taking to make? These are awesome.
a while. I've been putting a
Really?
decent
Wow.
amount of work into
A
stuff.
while only.
Well, it looks amazing, and I feel like I'm there.
I tried to put a couple of the little areas onto the map so you guys could tell where you can go. If you look in the top corner where it says Traders Row, you can kind of see the top of this little tent up here. That's kind of where I was thinking that David's blacksmith shop was at. And then these white tents that are just on the north side of the pit, that's like where the nurse and that nurse's station was at. And then you can see right in front of the pit over there is Cracklash's tent. Like that's his hut where he stays and does his business and all that. And then
They're both yours.
I'll check them out later. I'm sorry. And then on the other side of that, you can see the bonfire in front of that little tent. That's where you guys are staying.
We didn't visit the
dope.
graves.
What's that?
We didn't visit the graves the first time.
No, you guys have not seen that yet. I haven't talked about that at all, but you guys didn't wander around too much, so there's still some more stuff for you guys to check out. But that's totally fine. There's a lot of new stuff to check out, but we'll get into that later. Where we left off, you guys were in Cracklash's tent, and he was just about to take you into the staircase into the pit, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't have to do too much of a recap. If anyone here missed out last time, essentially these guys kind of were taken prisoner by this city and put into this like slave neighborhood, and they now have to fight in this gladiator arena to win their freedom. And they woke up this morning and it's the day of their first gladiator fight, and they're being brought down the stairway into the arena. One of our players is missing today, so I'll be kind of like AI controlling that character, and they can just tell me what they would want him to do, and he'll try to do that as to the best of our abilities, and we'll see how it works. One thing I want to show you guys before we get started, I'm going to be rolling my dice in real life today as the DM. So I got my awesome, like, real metal heavy dice, and I'll be rolling them just to show off some cool ass dice that I have, and it'll make it a little bit more fun so you guys can't see my rolls. So yeah, we'll get into it. So welcome Taco Division to the stream. Hello. You missed it, but don't worry, I'm catching me up because I missed everything. Okay, cool. All the YouTube channel has everything you need to catch up on the last couple episodes if you want as well, Taco.
I only have 1d6 dice.
Oh, well, I'll try to make sure you can use that if you want. So, all right, let's get into it. You guys woke up and you kind of fixed up your tent a little bit. Jinx went around and got some canvas materials to fix up the tent that you're staying in. Chad was too excited to sleep throughout the night. He's been kind of just like getting himself pumped up and kind of wandering around the neighborhood and just getting super excited for the day's fight. And you're all awake now, and you've got as much rest as you could in this horrible situation that you're in, and you trudged your way through the mud over to Cracklash's tent, and he said, well, it's time, boys. We're gonna go and show you to the pit for your first time. And he pulled back the curtain flap at the back of his tent and kind of unveiled the pit to you for the first time, and you can see the tops of some of the arena, and it's this like almost marble looking stonework, and it's definitely like the nicest bit of craftsmanship in this horrible neighborhood that you've been in for the last day or so. And You can see the stone seats carved into the tops, and this thing is probably a good couple 100 feet carved into the ground, and you can only see the top of it because the bottom starts to fade into the pit itself. And you see the top of this staircase, and Cracklash takes you outside the back of his tent, and you start to head down this stone stairway that's very, very steep, almost straight down into this couple 100-foot deep arena. And as you get farther down, it turns into like almost a tunnel that you're in, this staircase, and it takes you down into this dimly lit cavernous room that is only lit by a couple torches, and in front of you is another wooden like portcullis style gate, much like the one that you came into the slums in. And you can see through the holes in the gate there's this sprawling arena. And in the room that you're in right now, Cracklash takes you in, and he tells you that this is kind of the preparation chamber. There's like a rack sitting up against the wall that has a couple of like really banged up swords and a club and stuff that, like, if someone comes in and has absolutely no gear at all, they can borrow one of these like really janky weapons, but it's like a last resort type of thing. And there's some other fighters kind of getting ready and hitting some practice dummies here and there, but they kind of look like they're old and wore out, and there's not a whole lot of action going on here. And Cracklash explains to you, like, there's a fight going on right now, and as he says that, you can hear the crowd erupting outside with like excitement, and you can hear some clanging of metal against each other. And he says, you guys are up next, and between each fight there's a couple minutes of preparation for the guards and the workers of the arena to kind of like clean out the mess of the last battle, and they switch up the arena a little bit, and they add different obstacles and kind of change how it looks like every once in a while. And this fight's concluding now, and you hear the crowd just like freak out, and you can tell with how loud it is, it must be that somebody actually won the fight and finished somebody off, and you can see out the hole a little bit. The crowd is all standing up and cheering from what you can see, but it's obscured by some shadows, and Cracklash is kind of standing in front of you. And he just says, well, you've got a couple minutes max before we send you out there. I unfortunately was not able to learn anything about your competitor today. All I know is that Rosiel probably wants to make a message because of the way that Hicks brought you guys here, and it's going to be someone tough. So if you need any advice or anything, we have a couple minutes to spare.
Do they have a preferred method of killing first-time competitors? Or is it just random?
He has like a big chuckle at that, and he said, despite how savage and brutal this is, they definitely aren't just trying to kill you off. They're mostly some stuck-up nobles trying to make money off of everyone. So it's all about the gambling and the selling of food and goods and stuff in the arena. The nobles and the people there, they could care less who wins or loses as long as they're making a buck off of it. And really, they probably won't send somebody in that is just gonna like auto kill you guys. They're trying to make it look like it's a fair fight, even if Rosiel sends in someone she thinks is going to be a good match for you guys. It'll be someone that she can make a quick dollar off of as well. Although, let me say a quick few things about the way things work around here. Obviously, I've told you that you can gain favor in society and eventually work your way up into being kind of a minor celebrity status in this town by winning enough fights and gaining favor from people through honorable victories or flashy finishes and stuff like that. In the same way, if you dishonorably lose, or if you are unable to finish off your competitor, or if your competitor like shames you by beating you in a certain way, and you lose and you don't die, then you're going to be like made fun of and stuff, and you'll lose rank within the town. So my best advice to you is like win, and win well, make it look good, and essentially don't get hurt. Try not to anyways, because obviously our medical staff is quite hindered here, but just try your best, I guess. You'll get the hang of it. Really, there's no way to teach you how to look good fighting and not die.
What you're saying is, the longer the fight, the more fantastic a fight, the better for us.
Not necessarily, he says. He says the length of the fight doesn't matter so much as the outcome, and he kind of grabs his face for a second, and he thinks like, really, as long as you win, the people who bet on you and the crowd and people who are kind of not expecting it will be excited about it. But if you can use your skills in such a way that it's something people haven't seen before, then they'll be much more likely to take an interest in you, if that makes sense.
Okay, one more question. About how light is my dear Rosiel?
How light?
Like how well liked?
Well, that's a good question. This community of nobles, you can definitely tell that they are not the type of people that actually care for one another. They're the community of rich types that they wouldn't mind stabbing one another in the back if it means that their social status is raised, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
But her close circle, and she is very powerful. She has many allies, but the middle class and the poor of the city obviously have no trust in her. And there are nobles and people in the outer parts of the city that are not in the slums that often side with the fighters who fight for the slums just because they're the underdogs, and they like to bet on the underdogs and the unlikely champions.
Straight.
So you can hear the crowds kind of quieting down out there, and you can hear some kind of like bugles sounding, and maybe it's like an intermission type of thing. People are starting to buzz around and get food outside, and Cracklash turns back to you and says, well, they're clearing out the arena now. It's just about time. You guys do whatever you need to do to get ready, and then wait at the gate, and it'll open up, and walk on through, and it'll be your time to shine, as they say. He laughs a little bit and kind of goes quiet and looks a little sad. But then he just kind of walks off into the corner where some of the other men are training against the training dummies, and he starts to like give them pointers and kind of clap them on the back. Like he knows like nobody wants to be here, but he's trying to raise everybody's spirits as best as he can.
Is the ground made of rock or?
It's like a kind of hard dirt, like it was carved out. Like this whole pit looks like it seems like the whole thing may have been carved out many hundreds of years ago. It's like sandstone almost, but it's carved, and like it's so deep down that it's become like a gritty dirt.
Guldu doesn't like sand.
God damn it.
Yeah, you definitely would not like this area then. It's very gritty and sandy.
Skids everywhere.
Yeah.
What say you, Chad? Are you ready, big boy?
Chad is happy to be here.
So I'm guessing this whole time, like while Cracklash was kind of explaining everything, Chad, you were like kind of trying to peek around and look out the gate holes and everything, and like get an eye on the arena before you even got out there.
Yeah, I'll do. Chad does a perception checkerino.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Through the gate.
So you go up, and while the people are cleaning out the arena, you go up and take a look through the holes and see what you can see. Yeah, roll an investigation check for me.
Okay, one sec. Oh, I have no bonus.
Okay, you rolled a 13. So you go and look through the holes in the wall, and while you can't exactly see to the other side from where you are, it's kind of bathed in shadow. You can tell that there's like another gate on the other side. It's pretty much like a mirror image, and on the other side of the pit arena, you can tell that there's like a gate where the noble side fighters would come out of. You can't exactly see anything over there, and you can't see if there's anyone you would be fighting against, but you can see that the ground outside in the arena is pretty much the same as it is where you are, and there's like giant walls surrounding it. So there's like I don't know, maybe 60-70 foot high like marble walls in a circle all the way around, and it's pretty much just a giant circle pit arena. And there's some people kind of like moving things around and setting up for the next round, and it looks like they're clearing out now.
Okay. Chad like nods his head as he gets some ideas.
Okay. Cool. So I think yeah, as long as you guys are ready, we're gonna jump into it.
Is ready to cheer.
As Chad kind of looks out the thing, and he uses a little bit of his prior gladiatorial experience and kind of tells you guys like, this is your standard circular arena, what we got here. And as he starts to try to like really impress you guys with his take on this place, the gate starts to open, and he like kind of gets shoved back a little bit and falls off of it, and the gate opens and the crowd erupts with this insane loudness, and you step forward into the arena. 1 second.
Wait, right before we go in, I want to cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
I'm going to become Rosiel.
Okay. You can definitely cast that. Will you cast it and post it again into the Roll20 chat so I can read it? Thank you. And you guys can see on the stream now, you have stepped foot into the arena for the first time. I'm reading Disguise Self. 1 second, guys. You make yourself look different until the spell ends or until you use your action to dismiss it. You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller and can appear thin, fat, or in between. Let's see. Okay. So let's see. So you all step out into the arena, and you have, right before you pass through the portcullis, you cast Disguise Self, and you have made yourself pretty much an exact copy of Lady Rosiel, as far as you remember her when you showed up to this town and saw her outside of the gate to the slums. And as you step forward into the arena, the crowd is going crazy. They haven't had any newcomers in a while. Like the last couple days with you and this other group of the 3 other prisoners you saw, that this was the first new people they'd had in the arena in maybe a couple weeks of fighting, and they get bored pretty easily. Obviously, they want to stay entertained with new challengers and new champions. So they're super excited to not only see new people, but this a group of 4 people. They don't often get these type of groups, and it is allowed. Either side can present groups or single challengers or anything really, as long as they judge it to be of similar fighting prowess to the other side. So it's a good fight for gambling purposes. And you step out into the crowd, and the crowd, like, you can see some like strange looks and people are talking. And as you step out, you can see just like these rows of thousands of people. All of the people from the city of Chance outside the slums are sitting here. And you can see them turning to each other and talking like, what the hell? Why is Lady Rosiel on the slum team? Like, not let alone being a fighter, but why is she on their team? What the hell's going on here? And people are getting super excited. And you can see people start to throw money and coins into the pit walls, and it's kind of just sinking into the water. You can see there's some really shallow water around the outside of the edges there. It's like just a couple feet deep around this circular arena in the middle here. And you can see on the front of the very first row of seating, there's this giant like almost like a skybox type of a thing. There's this giant balcony with royal guards and servers and the buglers that you heard earlier, and these giant flags. And in this huge golden throne in the middle of this balcony overlooking the arena sits this giant human man covered in incredible, like, jewel encrusted gold armor and like a blue tabard and a crown with blue jewels and a blue, like, head cover under the crown. And he's just like, obviously this guy is in charge of things. He has the fanciest, like, crazy, like, it's a mix between like the traditional like Roman gladiator armor and like really, really big fancy like king's garb with this crown. And he's overlooking the arena, and he kind of looks off and he's looking around the crowd, and he's pretty impressed with the turnout of the day, and he's not really paying attention to you as you enter the fight. And he looks bored, he looks unimpressed. He's happy with the people that are there, and you can tell that he kind of is more concerned with his money than the fighters at all. Donald says, like, Kaisar's Legion from Fallout. Yeah, very much like that guy, but if he had like the most baller, like, badass clothes ever, and it wasn't just like pieced together from stuff, you know, like this guy has money and he has power. And as you go in, the bugles kind of chime and the doors slam shut behind you. And in front of you, you can see this arena goes a couple 100 feet in every direction, and there are 4 wooden towers, one on each corner of this little sand island that you seem to be standing on. And they seem to be maybe about 30 feet tall with no ladders or anything. It's just these stilt-like support structures with a little bit of like a tower on top. And they seem to be newly built, like maybe those people that had been cleaning and reorganizing the arena. Maybe, Chad, you even saw them drag one out, and they were just like erecting these towers in between the last match. So you can tell, because of Chad's investigation check, that in between the rounds in the arena, the battlefield and everything can completely change in just moments. And in front of you, as the bugles sound and the doors shut to the preparation rooms on the other side of the field, you see this very crooked looking, scraggly man in like a forest, like almost like ranger type clothes. And he steps out, and he's got this raven on his shoulder, and he stops at his corner next to this tower on his side, and the trumpets sound, and the fight begins, and the crowd goes wild. And this guy has this crazy looking blow dart bow that shoots these very long darts, and he fires one off in your direction. And roll initiative, all of you.
Jesus.
Here we go, guys. We're getting into our first gladiator fight in the pit. I'm super excited. Let me know in the chat what you think is going to happen. And I will, I'll roll one for Jinx as well while we're at it. 1 second, guys. All right. So this guy, he looks like a human, but he's all kind of distorted and disfigured, and he looks like he's been living out in the wilderness, and he's rough, looking dirty. And this raven, immediately, as soon as he fires a shot, the raven takes off into the air, and it begins circling above the man with the blow dart bow. And this arrow, let me see here. The arrow shoots and is going towards Darrow. What is your AC, Darrow?
12. The armor class, right?
Yes.
Yes, 12.
Okay, so this is a hit. He hits you with this blow dart, and it does 5 damage to you.
Right in the boob.
It hits you right in the chest, and he, as soon as he fires it off, he's already running, and he steps behind this tower here. And as he does, the raven from his shoulder that was circling high above him, and the raven is about equal with the top of these towers. So it's maybe 30, 35 feet in the air, and it's flying above the battlefield, and it flies right over this way.
Damn birds.
And you can see the man kind of crouched down, and he's doing something behind the tower. And then it's next in line. It's Chad's turn. If any of you guys need any like out of game advice on what you can do during your turn or whatever, let me know. I know we haven't had too much combat experience, but just a quick rundown for anyone that's new or anyone in chat or whatever. On your turn, you can move and you can make an action, which attacking is considered an action. And then if you have any spells or abilities that are considered a bonus action, you can also do that in addition to taking your action and your movement. Also, as an action, you can dash, which means that instead of taking an attack, you just take your movement again. So you can forfeit your attack in order to move double your movement speed for the turn. So Chad, it's you are obviously the one that was itching to get into the arena, and it's your turn first. You charge ahead, and you get to decide what to do first. And wherever you want to move, I'll just move your character on the map here.
Chad! I rage instantly and I sprint towards the dude.
Okay, so what is your movement speed? Is it 30?
30.
Okay, so each one of these squares, I'll just let you guys know, each one of these squares is 5 feet. So you can tell me where to move and I'll just move you. And if you want to move towards the guy, like you can move diagonally as well. I think that counts. So like 5 feet, you could do this. If you can see it on the stream right now, you could go like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I think that counts.
I guess diagonal.
If anyone in the stream wants to correct me on that, you can. I think that is allowed. So you could go like right here.
Perfect.
And then this guy is now 5 feet away. So I think if you have 5 feet of range, then you can try to attack him. General melee. Every other diagonal costs 10 feet, says Zen Master. Okay, that makes sense. So maybe, hang on. So this would be like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so you can move to like right here, if that makes sense, Chad.
All right.
Okay, so you've moved for the turn. You can now take any actions or bonus actions or anything.
That's it.
Okay, next up in the initiative is going to be Darrow.
Wake up!
My bad. I'm sorry. I was clicking the wrong button.
No, you're good.
I go stand right behind Chad.
Okay, 1 second. All right, you are right behind him. Is there anything else you want to do? Also, remember, guys, you can choose to take your action to dash and move twice if you want.
I want to cast heroism on Chad.
Okay, what does that do? Sounds cool.
A willing creature
Thank you,
you
Zen
touch is
Master.
imbued with bravery until the spell ends. The creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spell casting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns.
Very nice.
It lasts up to 1 minute.
Okay, so in combat, 1 minute is equal to 10 rounds. Each player's turn is, 10 turns, I should say. Each player's turn is 6 seconds long in real time, if that makes any sense to you guys. So 1 minute would be 10 turns. So generally, usually a battle is not going to last that long, so we don't have to track it unless it becomes a thing. So he is imbued with heroism. He gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, where do I find that at?
It should be on your character sheet. Let me see 1 second. Your spellcasting modifier should be, let me see here. I know there's like a cheat sheet for figuring out what it is, but 1 second. Is it just straight up charisma, Zen Master? Like just whatever his charisma modifier is?
Okay, yeah, I use charisma. Oh yeah, I see it right now. Spellcasting ability. It
Cool.
uses charisma.
+4 then, so he gets +4 temporary hit points at the start of each turn. And then he's also immune to being frightened, is that what you said?
Yes.
Very nice, okay.
Immune to being frightened, and yeah, that's it.
All right, so Chad, at the beginning of, is it at the beginning of each of your turns or his turns?
Spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns.
Okay, cool. So Chad, on your next turn, you will gain 4 extra HP that just lasts for this battle, essentially.
Sorry, what was that?
He cast a buff on you, and you get 4 extra HP at the start of your next turn, and it lasts until the end of the battle.
Cool.
Also, can this guy hear me if I yell at him?
Yeah, absolutely. And talking at any point in combat is just like a free thing. Like you can try to talk to people or do whatever you want.
Just gonna yell, "How dare you shoot your lord!" Then I flag him.
He looks up from like whatever it is that he's been like tinkering with behind the tower, and he looks at you for a second, like really intently, and he takes a minute to like really look at you and check you out, and he makes a investigation roll.
Wait, no.
He looks at you, and while he's like studying you, he like you can see his fingers are still like working on whatever he's tinkering with, and he kind of like shakes his head a little bit and laughs, and then just looks back down at the whatever it is behind the tower there.
I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna kill him too. Damn bird.
He seems to be preoccupied, and he's like a little bit obscured behind one of the tower's legs, and all of the people in the crowd are still like buzzing, like what in the hell is going on? And as you look up, you can see that this royal man that's sitting in his own balcony is kind of like, he's started to like look down at you guys, and like he looks a little curious, although he's still, every once in a while, he's just like looking off and grabbing some food that the servants are bringing to him, and he's just like looking throughout the crowd and scanning to see how many people are arriving to watch the fights. You're in like early morning now, so this is like an all day, everyday event where they're just like throwing people and having events and stuff throughout the day, and people just kind of come and go as they please when they're not busy with their lives. So a lot of people are in the arena to see like the newcomers fight today, and he's pretty pleased with that. So next up in the initiative order, let me check here. It is Jinx's turn. Jinx is going to move his full movement right into the middle there, and he'll try to fire off a shot with the crossbow at this woodland ranger looking guy over here. Let me 1 second here. Just make sure I have the stats on his crossbow right. Okay, he fires off a shot. He picks up this light crossbow that he has and aims it at this guy who's kind of a little bit obscured behind the tower leg, and he shoots straight towards him, and it hits right in the tower leg where the man's head would have been, but it stops and it's embedded itself in the wood and didn't hit. If the guy wasn't behind that leg, it would have been like a direct hit, but it's been blocked by the tower, and that's Jinx's turn. Next up is Goldu.
Can I try to stealth in this situation?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can use your cunning action, right? Can you use your bonus action to try to hide?
I think.
I'm pretty sure that's what cunning action does. So what it's going to do is like you can essentially use that, and it uses
Yeah,
your
I take a bonus action. Yeah.
okay, so you'll still be able to both move and use your attack this turn if you want to. So make a stealth roll, and honestly, the other beings around, like everything kind of has passive perception, and because they saw you come into this arena, like they saw your party of 4 people, if you just like disappear all of a sudden, they're gonna realize that. But if you purposely like move somewhere to obscure yourself and then hide, then they might kind of lose track of you, and
Oh yeah.
on their turn they may make a roll to try and like see where you are if they're not too distracted with the fight going on. But if you
Okay.
want to go move, like this is just like a out of game, just a heads up, like if you want to go move behind something or move behind a character or a tower or something and then hide and then make the rest of your movement, I think it will make it go a little bit better for you.
Yeah, I go behind the morning wood and then I try to hide.
Okay.
He's a tiny man.
Yeah, but I have the passive from the Halfling. So I can attempt to hide even when you are obscured only by a creature that is at least one size larger than you.
Yep. So that counts here. I think you're small, right? And he's a medium. So you roll you roll a 17?
Yeah, all 17.
Okay, so you have kind of perched down behind Darrow here, and you kind of like angled yourself so the raven that's flying around isn't really like in direct eyesight of you, and the man who's obscured by the tower leg, like he would have to like look around the tower and then look through like Chad and Darrow's legs and see like maybe like a little bit of you. So you're probably like pretty obscured from him. So you're more or less you're sneaking around at this point, and I think you used about 15 feet of your movement.
Can I walk again?
Yeah, you can split up your movement as much as you want. I don't know how much you have,
Oh.
probably 25 or 30 feet. So you have whatever your movement is minus 15 feet.
25.
So yeah, you have 10 feet of movement left, which is 2 squares. And be aware of the battlefield. Like if you move out from behind somebody, it'll be a bigger chance for them to spot you. Like the raven is kind of just flying around above you guys right now.
Can
I
you throw
know-
something at the raven, Donald?
It
I
is
know
Or a
to
Goldu?
you guys can
what
certainly
you
try
used
whatever
to.
you want to try.
I can't throw anything.
I thought you had a dagger toss or something.
Daggers can be used as thrown weapons.
Yeah.
Keep in mind
don't want
it's quite a bit away from you guys horizontally, and it's also about 30 feet up in the air.
Yeah, it's too far. I walk toward the Chad,
Okay.
but behind, under the legs of them, and then I dash for the tower.
For the tower that the guy is hiding by.
Yeah,
So you can't
so I can
you
hide.
can't oh, you can dash because you haven't used your action this turn. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so
Yeah,
the rest of your movement would put you like right here. And then you want to move again. Where do you want to try to go?
I wanna hide under the tower where he cannot see me.
Okay. I can put you like under the tower and you'll be like real close to him, or you can be like around it
Yeah,
somewhere, wherever you want. Right there.
Under the tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are stealthily placed right there. And then I believe you don't have anything else you can do, right?
Nope.
Okay. So we're back to the main man's turn. He's finished fiddling with whatever he was preoccupied with under the tower there, and he kind of quickly runs from the middle, like of behind this post that he was standing at, and he runs right over to the other side, and he will fire off a shot at Chad, who was the first person to kind of just quickly run towards him. 1 second here. Chad, what's your AC?
12. Is it really that low? Okay.
You also, do you get a bonus to your armor class from being a barbarian? I think sometimes you get a bonus for not wearing any armor. 1 second.
Yeah, I should get something for having no armor. Unarmored defense.
Yeah, what does that say? Your armor class equals 10 plus your dex plus your con. So dex plus con, yeah. So 12 is correct. The character sheet is updated. So that's really good as you get higher level. Like once you actually like level up your stats a lot more, when you level up, then your armor will be a little bit beefier.
Okay.
So he
little baby dragon.
he hits you with this like blow dart bow attack. And let me roll his damage here. Oh yeah, I'm just using the average. So he hits you for 5 damage as well, just like Darrow. And this
is it half because I'm rage?
Because you're what?
Because I'm in rage.
Did you activate your rage?
Yeah, I raged as soon as I entered.
Oh, like on the beginning of your last turn?
Yeah.
Okay, will you explain what rage does for everybody? I missed that. I apologize.
Okay, I'll just read it out. In battle, you fight with primal ferocity. On your turn, you enter a rage as a bonus action. While raging, you gain the following benefits if you aren't wearing heavy armor. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. When you make a melee weapon attack using strength, you gain a bonus to the damage roll that increases as you gain levels as a barbarian. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. This is what I was talking about.
Okay.
If you're, that's like the half.
Yeah,
so
correct.
it's only those types though. So like like any type of like.
It is considered piercing damage, so yeah, you would have resistance to it. So you're gonna take. Yeah. I guess is it cut in half rounded?
And it'll ask for
down.
Yeah, I think it's rounded down.
Okay, so you're gonna take two damage then.
Yeah, and it'll last for 1 minute, so I think that's 10 rounds.
10 turns. Yep, correct.
Yeah,
nice. That's really cool.
Perfect.
So you are enraged. You're like super Chad right now.
Hell yeah! So how much damage did I take? Sorry.
2. Take 2 damage.
Okay, so I have the temporary health points. So
yes. So you currently should be at your max HP plus 2, I believe. Yes. Nice. Very nice. So he fires off that shot and notices it kind of just bounces off your like muscular badassness, and you're just like enraged, and you just like fling it off yourself. And he looks like a little bit freaked out, and he like kind of plops back down, and he starts like tinkering with something behind this tower again, and he kind of whistles and commands the raven, and the raven flies over, and it actually flies and is hovering and circling around right above Chad. And you see this kind of like dark, like cloudiness kind of above you and just like in your general area.
All right.
While this raven is circling around above you. And it is now, who is next in initiative? Darrow?
Is it always the same roll as the first?
Yep.
Okay.
It just stays in the same order. So after him, I believe is Darrow. So you're up, sir.
How high is the bird?
I'd say it's about 30 feet above you. Like you can tell that I don't know exactly, like your character wouldn't know exactly. It's hard to judge like a bird flying in the sky, but it seems like it's about even with the tops of these towers, which I'll just say there's about 30 feet.
Okay, can I move within 15 feet of this guy?
Of the man with the bow or the raven?
The bow.
Let's see. Yeah, you can. You can move to like right here, and that puts you within 15 feet.
And I want to cast Thunderwave on him.
Okay. So I think I've explained this before. It causes like a cube in front of you, right?
Yeah, 15-foot cube originating from me.
So it originates in it. Like, can you see this on the map on the stream for you guys? Can you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
That's what it would look like. It like these 15, like this 15 feet cube in front of you is what would be affected by the thunder wave. Do you want to cast it there?
I have like 15 more movement, right?
You, from where you were, you moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you pretty much like maxed out your move there.
Uh, I'll cast it. Yeah, I'll cast it.
Okay, so yeah, let me know what Thunderwave does, and you fire this off and in this cube in front of you. He has to make a Constitution save. Okay. And what's the DC that he has to beat? Scrumpox, welcome to the
2d8.
stream. Thank you so much for coming by, man. What was
I
that?
don't know these terms.
The DC would be like what number he has to beat in order to pass or fail this check. Essentially, like you can post Thunderwave on the Roll20 if you want me to read through it real quick. It's probably 8 plus your spellcasting modifier plus something else, but I'll check it out. Scrumpox, how's it going, man? Thank you so much for coming by. They're in their first gladiator battle.
So it's a 14.
He has to beat a 14. Okay, so he rolls his Constitution, and if his Constitution is higher than the 14, then he passes, and then if it's lower, then it fails. So I think whatever the Thunderwave, like even if he passes, like something still happens, right?
On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and pushes it 10 feet away. On a successive save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Okay, cool. He rolls. He did not save, so he takes the full 2d8 damage and is pushed 10 feet away. And let me see if you guys can see it on the map here. 1 second. You can roll your 2d8 damage if you like.
It's 8.
There's a little bit more room on the arena map here, if you can see now. He is pushed all the way up against the wall. And he's getting pretty far away from you guys. And he takes 8 damage total. All right. First blood.
Sorry, chat. I pushed him far away.
First blood goes to you guys. And he takes this shock and he's pushed up against the wall. And he looks surprised. And he shakes it off really quickly and braces himself again. And it seems like he kind of dropped and left behind whatever it was that he was tinkering on where he was standing, and he just readies himself back up. Is that all you had?
Yeah, this is just talking in general. How does casting spells work? Is there a recharge time in between, or can I just keep doing it?
Oh, yeah, we should definitely go over this. Thank you for bringing this up. Let me check out your character really quick. Do you have on your character sheet how many spell slots and stuff you have? I definitely guess I should have gone over this. I apologize. 1 second.
I have 3 total spell slots.
Okay, so all of your spells right now are level 1 spells, and all you have is 3 level 1 spell slots. So that means you can cast 3 spells total. You can use the same spell as many times as you want, but you can, every time you cast a spell, it burns one of those slots, right? So they don't come back until you get a long rest.
Right, so I'm out of spell slots then. Since I casted Disguise, and then Heroism, and then Thunderwave.
Correct.
And if I cast Thunderwave at level 2, does that count as an... Oh, wait, I don't have...
You don't have any level 2 spell slots, no. So
Gotcha.
You don't have spell slots based on what level you are. Like, you kind of accumulate them as you level up. Like, each class is different. Like, some classes get higher level spell slots earlier. So all you have right now is the 3 level 1 slots. And I apologize, I should have gone over that earlier. It's, like, you'll get the opportunity to gain them back, like... with a long rest. But your cantrips, however, you can cast those as many times as you want, as long as you have an action available on your turn.
Gotcha.
Cantrips are essentially like free spells, and spells take a slot. So yeah,
right,
your
chat, save me, please.
Yeah.
Real quick, is this Darrow's second turn?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Yep.
Because Chad hasn't taken a second turn.
Well, you took a second turn.
Did I?
No,
I just
you
ran
didn't.
forward.
You
Let's run
went forward, and then
I took
yeah,
damage.
you're totally right.
I took
Oh,
damage.
my
Totally
goodness,
right. You're
yeah,
totally right.
You're totally
I
right.
don't think that was
accidentally
I
skipped
hope that
over
wasn't
you.
my turn.
Yeah.
Totally got a turn.
You hit me with a lose a turn
Yeah,
dart.
for your turn, you get attacked, and that's it. No, I apologize. You can absolutely.
You can reverse
No
all this up
worries,
to you.
no worries.
Yeah,
I just I was like, wait a minute.
That's my bad. I think I forgot we did your rage and stuff, and I forgot that was on the enemy's turn, not your turn. So yeah, go ahead and take your turn, man. Sorry, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's say that you got hit by that
blame
dart, and
the
you got distracted by the bird, and you stopped
the
for a
bird. The bird.
bit. Thank you for
He's jumping
Keeping
in
track
as
of
high
that.
as he can.
All right, Chad's just gonna run straight at him. Chad's destiny follows Chad wherever Chad goes.
straight towards the
You get him, Chad.
the guy with the bow. Okay.
Is it running toward the bird?
Well, it's Chad. You never know.
True.
Okay, I think you can get almost to him. Hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you could get right up next to him wherever you want.
I'll be mindful so people can shoot at him.
Okay, so
I'll be,
you'll be
like,
like
right next to
on
him.
on
Chad.
this side
I'll
of
hug
him.
him. Yeah, hug him with the wall.
Okay, and as you move, you notice that the bird has maintained its position over you, and it's still like circling above your head.
Chaz is looking really, really confused as he's sprinting towards this man.
So you make it right up next to him, and he's still like. Keep in mind, this is all happening like really quickly in real time. It's slowed down in the game, but so you get up to him right as he kind of like shakes off the thunder wave from Darrow, and you're right up next to him. What are you gonna do?
I'd like to whip out my great sword and give him a big old slashing.
All right. So go ahead and roll to hit with your greatsword.
Ooh.
All right. What is
Wow.
your
Too much adrenaline.
greatsword should have a
Is it too late to go for a reckless attack?
I don't know what that is, but you still have a bonus action if any of
I
your
can go
things
for-
take a
I can
bonus
go
action.
for I can have advantage on my attack, but then for until my next turn, I get all attacks on me have advantage.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Cool.
We'll pretend that you were just like doing that anyways. So yeah. Also, your greatsword should have like a plus to hit modifier. So
Yeah.
But does it? Okay.
and you do as well. Like you add your strength to it, right? So your hit. Let me check your character sheet. When you attack, you should be, let's see, +5 to hit. So whatever you roll, +5.
Wow. 3 plus 5, I knew was probably not good enough. Regardless.
Yeah. So your second, your actual hit, you're reckless attacking, and you kind of like take this wild flailing swing at him, and it looks like it's not going to hit him, and then it connects last moment, and it like hacks into his shoulder and roll damage. Shadows lurking, welcome to the stream. Hello. And the damage is also on your character sheet of how much damage your greatsword does, if you can find that.
Yeah. I'm just doing it.
Jesus, dude.
And +3. So that's 10.
So then also add your strength modifier onto that.
3. So that's 13.
So 13. All right. So you hack into this guy's shoulder, and it's like the shoulder that he was holding his bow with, and he like drops down onto.
Oh, and plus
Oh.
2 for my rage.
Plus 2 for your
damage.
rage as well. 15. Very nice. Yeah. So he drops down onto like one knee, and he's like reaches up and grabs his shoulder, and he's like reels back from it a little bit, and then he like steadies himself, and he seems like he's okay.
What the hell is this guy?
He's a badass.
Damn nails.
1 second here. Let me keep track of his HP a little bit here. How much damage did you do with your Thunder Wave, Darrow? 8 total?
Uh-huh.
Alrighty. So after Chad goes, then technically it would have been Darrow's turn or whatever. So now it is Jinx's turn. 1 second here. If you're watching the stream, Jinx is not with us tonight. He didn't show up for whatever reason, so I'm trying to like just quickly play as his character. If there's anything you guys in the party would like me to do, if you want me to come and try to cast a healing spell on you, I can. Otherwise, he'll just continue to follow you all and use the crossbow. You can also tell him which enemy to attack.
Can we get him to shoot the bird? I don't know what the bird's doing, but I don't like
Yeah,
it.
make him shoot the bird. Make him shoot the bird.
Okay.
Do it.
So he's going to try to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, like real close so he can get right under it and shoot straight up into the bird standing above. And he will make a roll. Whew, natural 20. So he's going to critically hit this
Nice
bird.
job, Jinx.
Pulls up the light crossbow and takes a shot at it. I think this crossbow is 1d8. Let me check real quick. (1d8 plus 2). All right. And you get to roll a bonus damage die if you critically hit. It doesn't just double your damage, but you get to roll an extra die of damage. So another d8. He's gonna hit this bird for 12 damage, and this crossbow bolt soars straight up over Chad's head, and Chad can actually see the bolt going straight up over him. And like if it came down, it would come straight back down into him. But it pierces through this bird, and the bird goes reeling, and it like falls down onto the ground, and it looks like it's like laying there twitching a little bit, and it's just laying on the ground bleeding.
Dinner, Goldu, get it.
And it is now Goldu's turn.
If I try to do an investigation check, does that take my turn?
I don't think so. I think I'll allow it. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Just
I want to see what he was doing behind the tower.
oh yeah, sure. That would be fine. Yeah. I won't make it take your turn. I'll allow it as a free action.
Nice.
So
14.
That's with your bonus, right? With the +3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're under this tower, correct?
Yep.
So you just like peer around the leg where he was standing, like just a couple feet away from where you're standing now, and you can see on the ground there's some type of little wooden and metal device that's rigged up under the tower, and it seems to have like a faint blue glow to it. And it's you as a pretty cunning individual, and with this investigation, you're looking at it pretty closely. You would imagine that it's some sort of a trap.
Okay. So
You have to tell us as well.
What?
Tell us for meta purposes.
Yeah, you could, if you want, you could like shout out across the battlefield that you found something.
Yeah, it's sneaky. I don't care.
This guy's the worst.
That's fine.
I walk
I would
towards
imagine.
the ranger.
Yeah, I would imagine if you did like yell out across the battlefield, you would no longer be stealthed. So that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. Like the trap is not doing anything here, so I don't see the necessity.
Sure.
Can I make it to the ranger?
We'll see. 5,
My
10, 15, 20. Yeah, I think so. You could get pretty close to him if you want to try to make an attack on him.
Yeah, I want.
So let's see. 5, 10, like 15,
I want to gouge his eyes out.
20, 30-ish, let's say. So, and I think you can attack from 5 feet away diagonally if you want to try to make a hit on him there.
Yep, I want to try.
Okay, and you're stealthed, and that gives you... You get a sneak attack, right?
Yep.
Which adds 1d6 to your total damage at the end. Silent Hill D&D would be cool.
I strike him in the eyes The short sword.
Okay.
1d6 plus 3.
Did you roll your roll to hit? Is that what your 14 was, or was that your?
Oh, I have to roll to his right.
Yeah, you still have to see if you are gonna actually hit the guy.
No.
So you can add your dexterity to that, I believe, and then
Oh.
whatever your weapon is as well.
Right,
So
6 then.
it's a 6 total.
Like, wait. Plus 5 from the weapon and plus 3 from my dex.
I think the +5 from the weapon is adding on your proficiency and your dex, so it would just be +5. So you got an 8, which you take this like very stealthy swing. You kind of ran up before this guy even got an eye on you, and you swing with your short sword, and you misjudged your timing, and you just like smack the sand in front of him, and he now is very much alerted to your presence.
Nice job, Goldu.
I still have my bonus action, right?
Yeah, you should still be able to use your cunning action if you want. You can either dash or try to hide, I believe.
Yeah, I want to try to hide again.
Okay, you're kind of like 5 feet away from Chad, so I guess you could try to like
Yeah.
duck behind his tail or something really quickly. Like this guy has like a bunch of people surrounding him now, so he's definitely going to be preoccupied if you want to try to like make a stealth roll.
Got 9.
Oh, that's including your bonuses and everything?
Yeah.
So you just like slowly move over behind Chad's leg, and the guy's just watching you the whole time.
I spit on him.
He's very upset about that, and now it's his turn.
We can see you, Goldu.
He pulls something out of his pocket and drops it right in front of where he's standing, and then runs around, and he kind of patches up. He pulls this bolt out of the bird here and patches him up a little bit, and the bird kind of like swirls around and starts flying again, and then he turns and fires off an arrow at you, Goldu. And
But I'm behind Chad.
You certainly are, and he definitely sees you.
We all see
He
you.
hits you, and you take 5 damage.
Cheating. Five, right?
Yeah. And now the raven has taken flight again, and it's going to come and kind of hover itself above you, and you get this like black energy start to illuminate on you.
Yup.
So
It's Chad's turn, right?
yep, should be Chad's turn.
All right, Chad's gonna run straight at the guy and go for a decapitation.
Is that an actual move, or are you just like you want to
No, it's
put
not
some
a
flair
move,
on
but I
it?
wish
Okay,
it
that would
was.
be cool.
He's going for the gladiator flare.
So you take one step forward, and you immediately step onto the thing that he dropped in front of him, and you have to make a dexterity saving throw.
What? Oh, okay.
It's a specific about
I would have
where
walked
you're moving.
diagonally, but all right. I'll roll.
It was
Just because
right.
I like rolling.
It was right on the corner, and you would have hit it either way.
I believe
big
you.
dude.
I actually believe you. I hate those ones.
Yeah, is the rare corner
Nice
trap.
hitbox.
All right, so you step onto this thing, and you're like, oh my god, I just saw him drop that there. God damn it, of course. And it springs up, and it's this like ice bomb, and your legs are just frozen solid in ice, which you certainly are. You're accustomed to this, being the type of dragon that you are, but you are frozen solid to the ground, and you are stuck there for your turn. You can
At
still
least I don't take any damage.
you can still make an action or bonus action or anything like that. You can try to.
I'll throw a javelin at him.
Do you have a javelin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely can do that. All right, make a roll with the javelin. I like it.
All right. Let me just throw my modifier on it.
Chad doesn't have -2 intelligence for nothing.
Nice.
So you throw this javelin at him, and you are like kind of, your legs are frozen in place, so you can't really like get a good wind up at it. You're just like holding still, and you like throw it, and it's like everyone else like thinks you look very robotic because you can't move your legs at all and you don't get any momentum, and you just toss this javelin, and it just kind of like plops down right next to him and misses.
Oof.
I
And
hate to see that.
just as a reminder to you guys how combat works, like when you roll to hit, you are trying to beat the number that their armor class is. So he obviously has a higher AC than 15. Yeah.
Mine's
They have the
12.
biggest armor class.
And
Guys.
I'll just consider, like, after the battle, like, I'll just say that you guys always go and pick up your thrown weapons and javelins and crap like that. Like, you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, good.
So yeah, Chad, you're frozen in ice. At the end of your turn, make a strength dexterity, or make a strength check. Sorry.
Okay, because I am in rage, I have
Advantage? Absolutely, yeah, you do.
Okay. And then I have the modifier. Whew.
Cool. So you're 14. Thanks to that advantage, you at the end of your turn, you threw this javelin. You're sick of not being able to move around, and you like flex your legs and bust out of the ice, and you're now free. But it's no longer your turn. It is now Sir Darrow's turn. He didn't answer his phone. It's okay, Shadows.
Does the bird speak
if
common?
you talk to him again sometime, 1 second. If you talk to him sometime soon, just let him know to message me about it, and we'll
Talk
figure it out.
rude.
We'll have to figure out a plan for next week going forward, Shadows. So does the bird speak common, you said? It...
Or does it understand common?
You could try to talk to it. We'll see. It definitely doesn't speak anything.
Can I roll?
When the man walked over while it was injured, he seemed to whisper some things to it and whatnot. But definitely any. Well, I'm not going to say anything. You do whatever you want.
Can I roll an intimidation check on the bird?
You tell me what you're going to do. Yeah, absolutely.
This is real zeal. You better not do anything, you stupid bird. We'll fry you up.
So the bird is like circling overhead over the top of Goldu, and it kind of turns its head and like caws at you, and looks towards the man, and the guy's just like doing this, like, what the hell? I don't know. Just keep doing what you're doing, and it just continues to fly over Goldu.
Okay.
But you still have all of your turn. Like that didn't actually do anything, so you can still.
Wasted a spell slot.
You didn't waste any spell slots or anything. You're good.
Fuck a boot.
No, I'm talking about on the disguise.
Oh.
Everyone just knows me.
Well, I'm sure everyone in the crowd is still very much like intrigued about what the
yeah.
hell's going on. At this point, you all look up and you can see the guy, like the very fancy armored man in the balcony is like, he's actually sitting and like leaning forward on his knee at this point and watching the fight. Like he still looks bored and he's just kind of lazily watching, but he is watching.
Okay, I step to the right of Mr. Hunterman.
Tell me exactly which path you would like to take here.
I forgot about that. I walk 2 spaces forward next to Goldo, and then I walk 1 over.
So like this,
Like a horse in chest.
like
Exactly, yep, just like a horse.
like this, what I'm doing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as soon as you get to this square right here, you're going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that's the D20 plus my dex, right?
Correct.
Mom spaghetti.
A spaghetti saving throw.
Yes!
Very nice. You as you walk towards him, you do like a very light half elfin step over this ice trap, and you just kick it out of the way as it explodes. And you look at the guy and you like give him a little bit of a flirty wink.
Thought I didn't see it, huh, baby?
You're right next to him now.
I think I want to attack with my dagger. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with my dagger.
Okay.
Instead.
Go ahead and roll to hit. Oh snap! Thank you all for being here. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Thank you so much.
But that's not it. That's not what the roll.
That definitely was it, right?
Well, I guess it's a 4.
Okay.
It's totally a 4.
So you do this badass like flourishing move over the trap, and the crowd like goes wild because they saw him place it there and they knew it was there. And when you like step over it and kick it out of the way at the same time, and it kind of crashes into the tower, and then you come down and immediately stab at him with your dagger, and you just like whiff. The crowd is like, oh, and then they kind of are bummed out for a second, and that's your turn.
You trash! I scream.
And now it's Robot Jinx's turn,
Robot Jinx.
and he is going to take
Shoot the bird again.
one more step this way, and he's going to take another shot at that bird. He misses. The crossbow bolt just flies off into the air, and it looks like it comes down somewhere over the crowd, and people kind of like scream for a second, but then they go back to watching the fight.
Jesus, Jinx, it's like you're not even here.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Say Jinx.
Looks like it's
Get your head in the game, devil chat.
It's back around to your enemy combatant's turn here. 1 second. He will spin around and he'll do a little bit of
my
a...
turn.
Oh, is it your turn? Sorry, I apologize. Yep, I'm trying to skip people again. Goldu, go ahead.
I go behind him. I
Okay.
stab. No, I go behind him. I try to hide.
Okay. So he is kind of preoccupied with the half-elf who just came over and tried to stab him and dodged his trap. And you make a stealth check. You're trying to sneak up right behind him. And you're going to make a stealth check with disadvantage.
What does that mean?
So you roll your stealth check twice, and you take the lower of the two numbers.
Oh. 20 then.
Rolled a 20 and a 24. Very nice. So you, even though you feel like this black energy emanating from this bird that's kind of encircling you, you feel like it's like illuminating you a little bit. The guy is like so preoccupied with Darrow right now that he doesn't notice that you're standing right behind him.
And I stab in his fucking back spine with my long sword.
His back spine. All right, make an attack roll. What weapon are you going for here? Your short sword?
Yeah, the short sword.
All right.
What is it again? 1d6, right?
Make
Oh, no, I have to roll
you have to hit first, yeah.
Plus 5, right?
That sounds right.
22.
Dang, son. All right. So you stealthily sneak up on this guy, and he does not have a bead on you at all, and you drive this short sword into his back, and it hits on the leather armor that he's wearing, but it definitely goes into him a little bit. And yeah, roll for damage, which you get to add a plus 1d6 to the total damage at the end.
Yep. Hello. Wait. I don't think that's work. Oh, does it work like that?
I think you're gonna have to do it manually. Just have to know what the modifier is.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
was to hit, maybe.
I click on the sneak attack and then on the short sword, but I don't know how that works.
I don't know. Well,
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll.
yeah, just
for
roll the dice. I'm not
1d6.
sure.
Uh,
So roll your whatever the short sword damage dice is, and then roll it again for your stealth, and then you add the +3 to it. Yeah.
yeah, I did. What out the? So it's 6 and 4. Oh, do I still get the bonus damage from the weapon?
Only
For the sneak attack?
only at the end onto the total. You don't add it to both. So 6 and 4, yeah.
Okay.
So 10 total damage. Yep, you hit him for 10, and he starts like pouring blood out of this wound that you've opened up in his back. And this is a mechanic that I'm going to be using throughout the campaign. This is something called the bloodied status, and it's something from 4th edition D&D that I really like, so I'm kind of like stealing it and putting it into our game. And if an enemy drops below half of their total HP, they become bloodied, and they lose all of their like debuffs and status effects, and they instantly get to take an action, but then you know that they have dropped below half HP. So he is now bloodied, and he spins around and makes an attack at you with a dagger.
Can't I use the cunning action before that?
This is like an immediate reaction. You still will have the rest of your turn, but he's going to swipe real quick at you. Like as soon as he felt this blade like strike his back, he spins around and he just takes a stab at you. What's your AC?
14.
Okay, he misses. So he spins
Trash.
around and he's bleeding out of the back, and he doesn't have enough of a good shot at you, and he takes a swing and a miss. And yeah, now you get your...
Yeah, as he faces me, I spit on his face.
He is...
And that's my bonus action.
All right, very nice. He's bloody and he's got spit on his face, and he's not looking super hot right now, and he's
And
a little
my cunning action,
messed up.
I disengage.
Okay, so you can disengage and use the rest of your movement to move. Where were you? Right here? You were like right here, right?
No, I was. Oh yeah, I was here. Yeah.
Okay, so you moved like 10 feet. You can move another 15 or whatever, however far you want.
I wanna get. Do we get some bonus if we are close to the enemy when he moves or not?
If you are within 5 feet of any enemy and they try to move away from you, you get an opportunity attack against them, unless they have that ability to disengage as well.
Can I go real close on his ass?
Yep, you can just stay.
And I swear at its ear, softly.
You're right up on him. All right, you're gonna stay right there then.
Yep.
Okay, so you stay there, and the bird is circling above you, and it swoops down, and it'll make an attack on you as well. The bird dives in and tries to peck at the top of your head as it comes down on top of you, and it hits. So you take 2 damage.
Okay.
And I believe that's the end of the round, correct? It's back to him?
It's back to him, yeah.
All right. So he is now spun around, and he's like facing you, Goldu, and he actually does have disengage, and he uses his disengage, and he's like hobbling now. He doesn't have quite as much of the kind of dexterity that he had before. Before, he was running back and forth between these towers and placing things around and like really getting shots off at you guys, and he disengages, and it's like all he has to move just like maybe 10 feet away, and he just dips around the other side of this corner here, and he is going to try to fire off a shot at Darrow. And before he does, he whistles at the raven, and it moves, and the raven will swoop down at you and take a shot at you as well. What's your AC, Darrow?
12.
Okay, so the raven swoops down, and you kind of like swat it out of the way right as it lands, or right as it swings down above you.
You fucking bird, I told you not to do anything.
And even though the raven misses, the energy from this bird kind of like encircles you, and the man takes a shot at you with this blow dart gun, and he definitely hits.
Oh god.
And he does 5 damage to you.
I'm fucking bloodied, mate.
And that's his turn. Next up is Chad, correct?
Chad.
Chad.
All right, he's gonna go forward 1, then the diagonal, and then he's gonna sprint this whole time, and he's gonna try and like jump in the air, double kick with both feet, and knock over the tower onto the dude.
Oh dang! So are you coming to the tower from this side or this side?
From the front, like, so I just go down that one block from where I was, and then diagonal
Like
left
this?
down. Yeah.
Okay, and then
And
you're like
I'd
flying at
use
this
momentum.
tower. Okay.
Yeah, and then I kick it on the left
I
side.
like that you're
Wow.
trying to use the environment and stuff. Make a strength check for me, please.
Okay. I have bonuses to acrobatics and athletics.
Okay. So make this I'm gonna say is definitely like an acrobatic thing. Like you're trying to like dip in between people and make this giant leaping kick attack at this wooden tower. And you see like this tower is not super strong. It's like a little bit flimsy. They just built it before this fight, and it's just put together with like some cheap lumber and stuff. So it's not like some stronghold type of a thing, but it's going to take quite a bit of acrobatics to pull it off. And do you have advantage because you're raging?
I do for strength, but let me see.
Acrobatics,
only
dexterity.
Okay,
Only-
so yeah, you're not going to be able to use the advantage for this one.
Unfortunately, not.
If you want to try to not do like such a crazy maneuver and you want to just
No, it's okay. I weighed the option that I accept the consequence.
all right, man. Make an acrobatics check for me.
Oh, I did.
All right.
It's bad.
So you this is what happens. You fly through, you're like sprinting this whole time, and you still have your greatsword out, and you're like waving this thing around like you are like battle rallying, sprinting, and you fly through the air, and you do like the bicycle kick, and you kick at one of the supports, and it actually breaks right where you kick it at, and then it slumps down, and the tower where the shorter leg is at now, it balances perfectly on that leg, and the tower's just leaning a little bit, and it didn't fall over. You're just like, what the hell? And you land, and you're right in this spot, and you will consider that you did that as like your bonus action.
Am I an architect?
A Chadkitect.
Awesome.
So you can still you've used, let's say, what, 5 10, about 10 feet of your movement, so you can still move whatever you want, and then you can also still make your attack for the round. And Goldu is applauding at your ridiculous attempt there.
All right. Well, if I can still walk around that, I'll just wrap around and just face that guy and just right in his face, just stand right in front of him.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are right on him, and he's still like bloodied and like trying to gather himself. He kind of ran around the tower to take a second to like get his breath and stuff, and then he sees you, this giant dragon, like kick this tower and then still have enough energy to like run around and get in front of him, and he's just like, fuck. And yeah, you're right there. What do you do?
You I don't even like this tower, but you don't even know what's gonna happen because I really don't like you.
He
As in my
believes
turn.
you. You're not going to attack him?
Oh, I can attack?
You didn't use
I
your
can attack
attack.
after
Yeah.
all that?
Yeah.
I thought I attacked the tower.
You made
So
like a
that's
strength
action.
check. I gave it to you as a bonus action.
Oh, that's so kind. All right, well, I'll go for it. Reckless.
Oh, reckless style. All right. So that means for the next turn, he gets advantage on you, right?
Yes.
Okay. How many reckless attacks
Everyone.
can you make? Does it say?
It's just like I can just always do that. It's just like until my next turn, anyone who attacks me.
Right. So
gets
there's a pretty
advantage.
big downside,
So
but you can just do it
It's
whenever.
a pretty big downside.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
I have
pretty
to, like,
cool.
use gods.
That's definitely
Yeah.
something to be careful of if there's like a lot of enemies. That's interesting.
It's a good level 2.
Yeah, man. Nice. Cool. So yeah, you take a big old reckless swing at him with your greatsword. Go roll to hit. A 12 and a 9. You take this reckless swing, and he was definitely came over here to prepare and get some breath, and he saw this swing coming a mile away, and he backstepped away from it and kind of laughed as he hopped over your blade and got out of the way.
I ran around the entire tower
Yeah,
to get to
he
him.
definitely saw this one coming. It's going to be who's up after Chad? Darrow?
Yes.
All right, so you dodged the trap, and he took a, what did he take a stab at you or something, and then the bird is circling above you as well. So you it's back to you after you've watched all this crazy Chadness unfold.
Yeah, I'm just gonna retreat. Like, I'm just gonna run.
Okay.
I guess I want to make my max steps back. The
Just
direct
straight
right.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You're back behind the other tower. And as soon as you get to this spot right
Stupid
here,
bird.
as soon as you get to that spot right there, you're going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Just as the trap activates, I wanna scream, "Hey, be careful! There's a trap there."
Never told me.
So yeah, as you got bloodied and you're
Perfect.
pretty hurt, and you ran straight backwards right into the other freezing trap. But luckily, it kind of
The half
was
health, man.
delayed as it went off, and Goldu yells at you like, "Look out, you idiot!" And you barely dodge out of the way as it explodes. So yeah, you're back underneath the other tower there, and you can still make an action or whatever if you want to.
How close is this bird, by the way?
It's like hovering around the same height as the tower. It's about 25, 30 feet above you.
Stupid jerk bird.
It keeps like swooping down every once in a while, but it still isn't coming like in range. But it looks like it's maybe like testing you out.
Do all daggers have an inherent throw ability?
If it's just a plain dagger, yeah, I think you can throw it up to. I can actually look here. 1 second. Do you have a dagger?
Yes.
Let me see. So its range is 20 and 60. If you can see that there, the range where it says 20/60. That means you can throw it anywhere within 20 feet, and it's just a regular thrown attack. And anywhere within 60 feet, you can throw it, but you just have disadvantage. I'll say that, like, as this thing keeps swooping down and getting closer to you, you time it to where you think it's about 20 feet away, and you can throw it at it, and you're not going to have disadvantage on the throw.
Cool. I want to do that. I want to throw this freaking dagger at the freaking bird.
Okay. So you stand there like you've dodged this freezing trap as you got back, and you're timing it. This bird, like, this black energy is swirling around you, and it keeps just swooping down and like kind of just like testing your patience and seeing what you're doing. But it's not like really intently watching you. It's kind of just like trying to cause this weird distraction on you. And you line up your dagger and roll to hit.
Oh, does this get a modifier for the dex even though I threw it?
I'm not sure. 1 second. I don't think that you get any sort of modifier. It's just the attack plus your dex, so nothing else. Just whatever you roll on the d20 plus your dexterity.
Okay.
So +1.
Wait, my dex is 3.
Oh, really? Hang on. I might have had the wrong sheet pulled up. Your dexterity is 13, correct?
Oh no, my dex is 1. Yeah, you're right. Totally right.
Well, it should be +1. It is 13, but your modifier is only +1.
Yes!
Oh my goodness, that's a natural 20 right there. So you actually critically hit this thing. So you lined up this dagger shot like perfectly, time it directly when he's exactly like the perfect distance away at the bottom of this arcing like swoop that he makes, and roll 2 times your normal damage dice. So I think a dagger is 1d4. Is that correct?
Yes.
So roll 2d4 plus your dexterity. And you only have the dexterity once at the end, so it's just straight up 2d4 and then your modifier. So 2d4 plus 1. So 4 total, it looks like.
Yes, sir.
All right, and this bird, like, as it swoops down, you can see like the patch job that this guy did. He like wrapped some bandages and like maybe uttered a few like magical words to it, and it's like barely holding on, and this dagger hits it right in that exact spot, and it just comes crashing down, and the bird has landed on the ground next to you, and you just rip your dagger out of it, and it's dead.
All right, before we finish, gotta do a performance check pointing at the big guy with all the money.
Hang on 1 second. What was that?
I want to do a performance check, and I want to point at the big guy with all the money and say, "Are you not entertained?"
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that. Roll performance.
And that's his plus.
You're probably proficient in that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're like double proficient in performance. So yeah, you're +6, and you rolled a 14, so 20. So you rip the dagger out of this raven, and you hold it up with the blood dripping off of it, and you look up at the armored man in the like fancy balcony, and he's been leaning on his like knee with his head on his fist this whole time, just like curiously watching and drifting off. And as this happens, he leans back in his chair and looks at you, and he leans over to one of the royal guards that's sitting next to him, and he whispers something right as you do it, and then he kind of looks back at you curiously, and he continues to watch the fight, but he's definitely focused on you guys now.
Yay.
So now, who's that? Jinx's turn?
Robo Jinx here.
Jinx, old buddy, old pal, can you please spare some healing?
He turns and runs over towards you, and let me see he has cure wounds, I believe, right?
Yeah, he definitely has that one.
Cool, 1 second.
You can conjure water too.
He never told us.
Make
about
sure
it.
you ask him. Just ask everyone you know.
All right, so spellcasting modifier. Okay, let me get his character sheet pulled up. +2, so 1d8 +2 HP coming at you. You get 8 HP added to your health.
Loves you, Jinxie Poo.
He robotically nods.
Team player.
1 second, guys. Okay. Oh god. Everybody still here?
Yeah, we're good.
I closed my Discord on accident.
Nice.
Okay, we should be still good to go.
Now we have to restart everything.
All right. So, Jinx took his turn. It's Goldu. Excuse me,
I
guys.
go behind. I wanna try to hide first.
Okay, you can take your cunning action first.
10.
10. So you appear like you feel like you're pretty stealthy.
Wait. I go behind him and I stab his spine again.
Okay. So make your attack roll. Roll to hit.
4.
Okay, so you wind up to make this same maneuver, and
Oh wait, no, it's a 1d6. I was rolling d6 into d20.
yeah, d20. That would have been pretty good.
Do I redo the stealth too? Because it was a d6.
Oh, you rolled a d6 for your stealth check too?
Yeah.
Man, you got a 10. That was pretty good. Yeah. Redo all that with a d20.
21.
Okay, so you feel especially stealthy. Lonely Lich, welcome to the stream, buddy. They're in their first gladiator
And
battle.
5.
All right, so you are super stealthy. You sneak up, and you can tell this guy, like, he has not heard a peep and doesn't suspect you being behind him. He is very much focused on the giant dragon man in front of him. And you wind up and take the same slash at him as you did last time, and you just totally whiff and spin around in a circle with your sword.
Do I get out of
Cool, Lich,
stealth
you're good,
mode
man.
or no?
He hasn't seemed to notice you. He hasn't turned or anything like that. So as far as you know, he doesn't know that you're like spinning around behind him.
What can I do with my bonus action?
You used it to go stealth.
Now, is that cunning action?
Yeah, cunning action is used as your bonus action. Like it's an ability you have that you can use as your bonus action, right?
Oh, I thought I could like use cunning and bonus. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid that they name everything action, but it's like you get one action and one bonus action, and you can use your bonus action as to do cunning action.
Okay, straight.
Cool. So you are you're good unless you want to move anymore. You still have some movement.
No, I get close enough. If he's trying to move, I can.
As long as you're within
easily
one
move.
square, you're close enough. Like each
Yeah.
square is 5 feet, so you're good. As long as you're within one
So,
square of him.
I stay here.
Okay. It's back to his turn. I believe that's the round. So he looks over to the side and sees that his bird has been killed and like essentially turned into this like war trophy and shown off before the crowd. The crowd of which is at this point is like they're stomping like this chant, like every 2 seconds they're stomping to the beat, like cheering you guys on. They're just like becoming this unruly mob. Like you can hear people screaming like finish him, kill him, cut his head off, like all this crazy absolute madness. And he turns and looks and sees that his bird has been killed and freaks out, and he disengages from Chad and attempts to run straight into the middle of the arena. And as he does, you're going to actually get to make an opportunity attack, Goldu. So this is like a regular attack, just roll to attack, and because you're stealthed, I'm also going to allow you to add that 1d6 damage bonus if you hit, because this is not only an opportunity attack, like he does not even know it's coming.
Let's go, Goldu. Let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. At this point,
What?
everyone is like stomping and cheering. So yeah, roll just like a regular attack roll to hit.
Just attack.
Yep.
Okay. 10.
Jesus.
That's with, you didn't add any of your bonuses or anything to it, so you add your
No.
like your deck, whatever your weapon is, like +5, right? But your dex plus your proficiency.
Oh, I have. Okay.
So it's a 15, I believe, correct?
Oh yeah, 15.
Okay,
I
so
had,
he is disengaging from Chad, like he's being really careful not to like get hit by this massive greatsword as he like ducks and weaves around this tower, and you take a swipe at him as well, and he runs into the middle, and your attack misses, but it like really throws him off balance, and he runs right here, and he is like, he kind of falls over, and he uses the rest of his action to like pick himself up, but then he will go into his pocket and pull out more of those devices that he was scattering earlier, and he like just throws this cluster of them up into the air, and he's like essentially surrounded himself on the ground by these objects. And now it is Chad's turn.
All right, so Chad is going to wind up. He's gonna move 1 block west, and then he's gonna diagonally move upright, and then jump onto the rubble of the tower, and then try and leap all the way from there to the dude and slice him with the sword.
That is quite the move. So you want to like, the tower is like, it's still upright, but it's like leaned over a little bit. You want to try to climb onto the tower?
No, just jump off of it. Use it as like, you know, like a parkour.
Oh, so you
If
like
you
run,
will.
jump, and like
Jackie Chan
push
style.
one leg off of the tower and like jump towards the guy?
Yes,
Knock it over,
exactly.
roll it.
Okay, I think you can jump up to whatever your strength score is. So what is your strength?
17.
Yeah, you can
Jesus
definitely do
Christ.
this. So I'm gonna make you make an athletics check,
Awesome.
and some stuff will go down here, regardless of what happens. Jumping rules are weird. Yeah, I just magic DM
Have
them
advantage?
and make it work however I think it should work.
Strength.
Nice. So you easily are capable enough of a badass warrior and athletic talent to make this work, and you put one of your like massive dragon legs onto the building here, and you push off of it, and you like do this diving slash attack at this guy, and make an attack roll. If you want the real ones, just look up jumping in Roll20. Yeah, I will. I think you can jump up to your strength number, Lich. I just added the athletics onto it because he's doing this like crazy move.
There it is.
Nice.
Another 24 to hit. So you jump off of this building and you take this slash and you actually land right where he's at, and it knocks him prone and knocks him into this trap that he has laid on the ground. And he has to now dodge this freezing trap. Lonely Lich says your long jump is equal to your strength and your high jump is 3 plus your strength mod. So very nice. I think we got it right, because that was essentially a long jump, what I would say. So he fails, and he is like on the ground, and this freezing trap is activated, and it's completely surrounded his torso with this block of ice, and he's frozen to the ground as Chad's blade slash lands. So yeah, roll your damage from your greatsword.
Sick.
And you have advantage on this attack because he is prone. But you hit already, so.
Yeah, I already hit. So it's 2d6, and then we add 8. So that would be
You add 8? Hang on.
Be 3 from the greatsword, 2 from my rage, and 3 from my strength.
So the greatsword, like the greatsword in your character sheet, I believe. It's all of the like the +3 should be, that's adding on your strength already. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it'll just be the.
So it's 15.
Okay, so 15 total damage, which is still like insane. You take this massive smack at this guy, and he is now frozen in place on the ground, and you have like completely like gutted him open, like where this frozen block is at, and anything below that is now just like this pile of blood and guts, and you've essentially just maimed this guy, and he's laying on the ground like gasping for air. He's barely hanging on. And it's Darrow's turn. The crowd at this point is like jumping up and down, freaking out, seeing you make this mad flourishing dive off the tower and freezing this guy with his own trap. Like, they're losing their minds over here. Like, people are like just throwing food at each other and freaking out. Darrow, it's your go.
Okay, I take.
Quite the
How many did
spectacle
he throw?
indeed. What's that? So the spot that Chad is now standing in is completely surrounded on all sides, like essentially the size of your thunder wave that you did
Square
earlier.
has one.
Yeah, but the one that the guy is in is used
You
up,
blew it up.
and then the one obviously to the east of him is like it didn't get in that spot. You know what I mean?
Okay, I take 3 diagonal steps, so I'm right next to him.
Right there or right there?
Nah, yeah, you're right the first time.
Okay, you're on the other side of them, and now this brings up another mechanic that I don't know if this is exactly in 5th edition, but I'm adding it. I think it's a variant rule. When you are like flanking an enemy, when you have one of your teammate on either side, and this goes the same for your enemies, if your enemies get like this, like if you're sandwiched in between an enemy or an enemy is sandwiched in between you, you also will gain advantage on your attack against that person. Also, he is still knocked prone, so you still have advantage either way. So you get advantage on this attack against this guy. Oh, you like the flanking mod, which I do as well. I like the strategy. I want these guys to really strategize their battles.
I don't think we need much more than one-handed.
Okay, you have your bagpipes, and you with your other hand you grab your spear.
And I go first of all because I'm a performer.
Of course.
I look at the cloud. I look
Extra
at the crowd
damage,
and
I
raise
like
my
that.
hand with the spear in it.
All right, so you're waving the spear above your head towards the crowd, and you're like rallying them.
My thumb, but it goes from up and down, so they can signal what I'm actually going to do here.
Oh, like gladiator
How's the
style.
crowd
You're
respond?
Are you?
Oh, yeah,
you're
like
trying to
gladiator.
see what they're doing, like they want you to do. Okay, almost every single face you can see in this crowd, like they take their thumb just like you are sideways. If you can see me on the stream right now, they take their thumb sideways, and instead of going up or down, they just like go across their neck, like finish this guy.
and I make that flourish along with them,
Okay.
and I go to stab him.
All right.
Oh, what do I roll with all the advantages?
You just have advantage, so you just roll your two hit, so your d20 plus your strength or dex plus your proficiency. So you just do that, but you do it twice instead, and you take the higher of the two numbers. So you just have essentially a better chance to hit.
So it's a d20 plus, since the spear is strength.
So yeah, d20 plus
I have a
strength.
-1.
Okay, so d20 -1 plus your proficiency, which I think is +2, right? So essentially,
Right.
wait. So I'm guessing you're not proficient with your spear.
It does have proficiency checked.
Okay,
But I
well
don't know
then,
if that's-
yeah, then you're good. So essentially d20 +1 at this point, and then do that twice, and you'll get the higher of the two numbers. Will be your chance to hit this guy.
19.
19. All right. How do you want to do this? Like, how exactly are you trying to stab this guy? You do this big flourish, and everyone tells you to finish him off.
I
And now,
twirl it. I twirl it on my fingers, all in the air, for about a solid 5 seconds.
all right, he is like,
I toss it into the air,
okay,
and as it's landing right in front of me, I grab it midair and slam it right into wherever I can slam it into at that
oof,
point.
okay, this is brutal. He's laying there, frozen in a block of ice. His guts are spilling out from Chad's like insane greatsword maneuver, and he's gasping, like blood is bubbling out of his mouth, and he sees you standing over him, like spinning this spear around above his head. You toss it up, and then lights out, and you slam it down, and it kills him off, like right in the neck. He's done, and he's just this like pile of blood and guts and ice at this point, and the crowd, like the pit that you're in is like shaking and rumbling, and you look up, and the man who was like sitting there on this balcony with all of his armor and guards and servants, he stands up and looks around the crowd, and just waves a hand, and the bugles sound, and like these cannons fire off, and he walks back into the tunnel behind his balcony, and he disappears, and the crowd is just going insane.
Oh yeah, baby, we did it.
All right,
I go-
you
Got a high five, Chad.
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
Do rush toward the body.
yeah, you guys
And
are,
start putting.
He's about to rob him. This is what all these-
so you guys are over here celebrating your victory, and I'm assuming like Darrow, you've got to be the one that's like showing off, and you're like waving to the crowd like hell yeah,
yelling, "That's 2!
and
2 kills for me! They didn't do anything!"
So as you're all doing this, Goldie, you creep up on the body and see if you can sift through this mangled mess and get anything of value here. I'm gonna actually make you make an investigation roll.
Is that sleight of hand?
I'll allow you to do sleight of hand, sure.
Okay, so 25.
All right, it was. I needed you to do a good one because like this crowd, this is like entirely the honor system. Like they just saw you, like you guys just massacred this guy, and if they just saw you kill this guy and then you're like sifting through his blood pile for like his loot, they would probably be a little bit like disappointed by that. But you like, you know how to like make yourself unseen while this is happening, and you kind of just like, you see a little bit of a shimmer of something and you reach down and grab it, and you see this whistle that he was like commanding the bird with, and then you also see this flask of this crazy bluish green liquid, and you pocket both of those items.
Nice.
Yeah. You guys, as this all happens, the doors where he came out of on the other side open up, and this almost like peasant cleaning crew comes out, and the portcullis doors on your side open, and you see Cracklash waving you back into the preparation chamber. Drink the liquid.
I guess we're coming.
All right. So let me see here. 1 second. So you're back out into the prep chamber, and Cracklash like pats each one of you on the back like a good game type of a thing, and tosses you back into the room as the door slams down behind you, and the crowd is still just like freaking out, and you could hear the people talking to each other, buzzing like, oh my god, what in the hell just happened? What did we just see? That these newcomers, they did it. They beat somebody, and we're gonna get to see him again. And Cracklash he's ecstatic to see that you just lived, and he's like, oh my god, lads, nicely done. That could have gone very south. That guy had some crazy moves up his sleeve, but you guys handled it very well. I listened in on the crowd as you did your battle there, and they're very excited to see you again. And they have scheduled another fight for you all today. And
Excuse me?
they're going to send you right back in there. They're excited. The Lord has willed it. He was impressed enough with you that he wants to see you again. He wants to see what you're made of, and he's going to send you right back in.
Excuse me, that's
Job.
bullshit, Cracklash.
Cracklash is like, listen, lads, this is tough, and I wish it wasn't so, but I think you have what it takes to go all the way in this world and in this arena, and it's not my call to make. I can try to give you as much help as I can, but you're going back in.
Are we
Can we
going
at
back
least go
right
rest?
now or later in the day?
He says, well, about as much time as it takes for them to swap out the arena, but you're going back in.
I need healing.
Where's Chad's medal?
Cracklash says, believe me, this performance is going to open up avenues for you guys. I think that a lot of people are impressed, but you're still the new guys, and there's no medals around here. There's just the pit. And he says, as far as healing goes, and he takes out this kind of big spool of these bandages, and he says, we've got a special way of dealing with this around here when people just have to get rescheduled and keep going in throughout the day. We don't have any money for healing tonics or these special remedies. All we have is this bandage that we've come up with after years of fighting in the pit. We've kind of developed our own type of a healing potion, you could say. And he takes this big spool and he quickly crafts some of these combat bandages, and he hands you all 3 of them. And excuse me. So now you can add, if you guys want, you can add 3 combat bandages into your inventory, or you can just write it down. And this is something you can use, and it costs a full action to use, but it will heal 1d8 health. And if you don't have any, or if you haven't taken any damage, if you're at full HP, it will give you 1d4 temporary HP.
Nice.
So just to be clear, we don't get a short rest. It's just right back.
That's correct.
No.
Can I do an investigation check on the flask I pick up?
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be, let me see. This is going to be a history check.
History, okay.
I do have a plus in history if you want to pass it off to me.
Oh, you can also do that, and
additional
I'll
history.
allow you to like kind of hold it out in front of the group, and if you want, you can make it into like a group check.
That was a nice.
Which a group check would be like, as long as half of the group passes, then it works.
I want to see if I can do it on my own. I rolled a 16.
Okay, so you hold up this flask, and thinking about your knowledge of like strange substances, and like you've been around, you're like quite the traveling curious type. You hold up this like greenish blue liquid, and you swirl it around, and it's in this like blue bulbous vial, like with a cork on it. It seems like it's like almost like a chemistry vial, right? And you hold it up, and you can see when you swirl it around, it starts to like bubble like acid. And you take a guess that you don't exactly know what it is. You pull off the cork, and it starts to like sizzle through the air a little bit, and you put the cork back on really quickly, and you take a guess that it's some type of acidic substance or a poison.
Nice. Can I apply it on my weapon or no?
You could definitely try. I would say that this vial, if you want to use it for something or pour it on something or try it out, I would say that it's going to have 8 uses. Like it's got about 8 ounces in it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you can
I wanna
try.
let it like that. Nah, I wanna keep it.
Okay, so you just put it back in your pack.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you really quick, Darrow, since you asked about the short rest, does it say that your spells come back on a short rest or a long rest?
Sorry, what did you say?
Um, does your character say anything anywhere about your abilities coming back on a short rest or a long rest? Because I think they're all different, but most classes get their spell slots back after a long rest, which would be like a full night's sleep counts as a long rest. A short rest would be like an hour break, if that makes sense. Only warlocks get them back from short rest. Okay, yours are
Yeah, I'm
long
trying to
rest
check,
then.
Yeah.
I think the only place that you could easily find that would be like the player's handbook if you have one of those, but if not, it's no big deal. I'm pretty sure yours is a long rest. Some of
I
your
have a hot take on the whole short rest, long rest. I read into it like a while ago. Like a short rest is like an overnight thing, like 6 to 8 hours or something like that, and then like a long rest is like a long weekend or like a relaxed like weekend where you just rest up.
there's definitely people that play it like that. I think it's more common
Way
that
too tough.
like a long rest would be like you get enough rest that you get a full night's sleep, and you're rested. And a short rest is like imagine you're like traversing up a mountain. A short rest would be like you sit down and have lunch and you take a breather. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
So that's essentially how we're gonna play it here. Like
Yeah,
if
I
you
think
guys,
that's much more balanced.
yeah, because
honestly.
like in game
It's hard to
time,
get 4 days off.
exactly in game time, like you guys will probably never get like a peaceful weekend. So I have to be able to fit it in. Like every time you guys essentially go to bed in your tent for the night, like that will be your long rest. And in between, I'll try to give you guys short rests, but you won't always get them. Like sometimes you just have a busy day, right?
Yeah, I
though-
asked about it because I have Song of Rest, which is it affects. It's on a short rest, but we're not getting one. So
You may get one.
Stuff.
What does that do?
it says beginning at level second level, you can use soothing music or oration to help revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest.
Okay.
If you or any friendly creature can hear the performance, they regain hit points at the end of the short rest by spending one more hit die.
Interesting. Okay. So the way that short rests work, like every character, like, oh, 1 second. Got Milk. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Got Milk Pro. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Short rests, every character gets to, you have a certain number of hit dies, and those also replenish on a long rest. But in a short rest, you can spend any of them and you will heal that much damage. So, like, if you have 3 hit dies and your hit die is 1d8, you can spend as many of them as you want during a short rest and you can heal that much. You just roll that many dice. So this will not be a short rest. You are kind of being forced into like an uncomfortable situation. There will be short rests in the future. However, I'll kind of modify this a little bit. Like you don't have enough time to like really sit down and like take a breather, eat some food and stuff. But if you want to like play them this like song of rest, I'll allow you all to like roll 1 hit die healing if you would like you have enough time that you're not just like blindsided by another battle. You have like, I'll say like 20 minutes, so you have like a half of a short rest, we'll call it.
What is a hit die?
So on your character sheet, I'll pull it up on the stream here.
Oh, it's D8.
So you can see where it says you have 2 total hit dice on the screen.
Yeah.
So you have 2 of those that you can expend every long rest. So essentially every day you can use those twice, and your hit die should be whatever your starting HP die was. Yours, I'm guessing, was a D8 or
Yeah,
something.
it's a 8. I
Yeah. So
clicked on it and it's...
you have 2 D8s that you can roll, and you can either spend 1 of them or 2 of them per short rest. I'll allow you guys to roll 1 hit die right now to heal if you want. So
I'm still rocking the temporary hit points.
cool. Yeah, you're good then. Donald, or excuse me, Goldu, you heal for 2 damage. So whatever you're at, you can add 2 to that, and then Yeah, Darrow, you heal 4 as well. So, uh, good night, Chocolate. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it.
How are we handling time, by the way?
What do you mean?
Am I still Rosiel? I mean, that's for an hour.
For an hour? Yeah, so it lasts for an hour or until you cancel it, correct?
Yes.
So you went out, you did this first battle. I'm going to say like that battle lasted, you guys all got to go like 3 or 4 times. So that's maybe that battle lasted like 5 or 10 minutes. So you guys have gone out, you've come back in, like this whole process has been 15 minutes or whatever. So you technically could still be disguised if you want. And Donald just asked if we could take a 5-minute break. We absolutely can. If you guys want to take a break, it's now 8:23. Do you guys want to come back at 8:30? So in 7 minutes, and we'll
I need to
get back into it.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeet.
Cool, perfect. So we'll get back into it. We'll see you guys shortly. Thank you everyone who's tuned into the stream so far. I hope you're enjoying yourself. We have about 30 minutes left after this break. We'll get back. We'll throw these guys back into the pit arena and see how they do in round 2 of this fight here. And then we'll call it a day. So we'll be back every Wednesday doing this campaign. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm having a hell of a time DMing for it. I know I'm very inexperienced. I'm having to look stuff up all the time. I'll get better as we go. I promise. I'm spending a lot of time researching this stuff, and it takes a lot of time to actually put all of this stuff together. So thank you for your patience. I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. This is the most active episode. Such fight, much humor. Very wow. Thank you, Flim. They're all going to be like this from now on. I promise. We got a lot of awesome stuff going, and the story's starting to really come together in my head and in the stream. So thank you very much for your patience and everyone that's watched this far and got to this point. I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. The break still has a couple more minutes left in it, but I just figured I'd come back and say hello to everybody, try to catch up on chat a little bit. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves. We got a new follower from Got Milk Pro. Thank you very much for the follow. I hope you've been enjoying yourself. Chocolate took off. Thank you so much for coming by. Lich, hope you have been enjoying the stream. I really appreciate anyone that's like a D&D fan that has played the game and knows the game. If you have put in the patience and time to stick around and watch our campaign and gave me a little bit of advice, like, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm new. Players are new. It means a lot to me that you guys would be here for this. This is something I'm putting a lot of my time and energy and like my passion into on the stream. I want eventually to move into like that Critical Role, Matt Colville type of a space where this is what I do all the time. And I can't thank you guys enough for helping me get to that point, getting better at the game, watching me, supporting, and it means a lot. You've started playing Darkest Dungeon, and it's essentially more brutal D&D. Yes, so that is a game that I'm really interested in, and I have it. I've played it like maybe an hour, and it was super hard, and I didn't understand it, so I haven't gone back to it. But I want to play it more. And I know that they're making a second one, so I'm kind of balancing like if I should pick up the first one or just wait for the second one to come out. And I don't mean pick it up, like I have it, but if I should start playing it, you know what I mean? It's a lot of RNG, just like D&D. See, in D&D, the RNG doesn't bother me because like you're telling a story, but in video games, if I get screwed by RNG, I get like super mad, but maybe it would be fun. I'll try it out. Maybe we'll stream that sometime. Zen Master, thank you for being here as well. If you've been enjoying it, I'm super glad. Like I said, the more people who know what they're talking about, the better. It helps me out a lot. You just showed up and you've already helped me with multiple mechanics and stuff. It helps a lot. Believe me, I have poured over these books and rules and the rule books and everything. I have like almost every 5th edition rule book and I've read through all of them. And when you're like trying to run a stream, move the characters, play as a character, talk to the chat, follow up with the computer and the stream and everything, like if you think of like how does the stealth rule work, like it disappears from your head. So being able to look and see like somebody in the chat that knows what I'm trying to think of, it helps a lot. And I know you guys probably think like, oh, this idiot doesn't even know how a stealth roll works or whatever. Believe me, it's hard to remember everything as it's happening. And I have these awesome rule books here. I don't know if I've showed you guys these. I have the like special edition core rule books. Super badass, but I don't want to have to look through them every time I have a question, so it helps if you guys can help as well. So thank you. I appreciate it. So welcome back, everyone. I have returned. I hope you all have enjoyed the break. They're dope, Zen Master. I'll show you guys at the end of the stream if you want.
My favorite streamer, Elder Sith.
Wow, whoever that guy is. Thank you very much.
I don't know, but he's got a better beard than you, though.
This is like some sort of paradox. All right, I appreciate that, man. Is everybody else back? Samurai and Donald, are you guys back? Or are you still breaking? All right, not back yet. No problem. I appreciate you guys putting up with this. Thank you for sticking around and being so patient, especially getting a late start because we are down a member. I promise I'll have that figured out by next week if we have to get somebody else in here or if we just have to go with the 3-man party, whatever it is, we'll have it figured out. Thank you guys for being consistent and showing up every time. And it means a lot to me. I know it's hard to have this day that you have to have this scheduled in. So thank you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it too, man. I know it's hard to manage all this, and I can only imagine. So it's looking good, and I'm just trying my best to keep it all together.
You're doing great, man. I really appreciate you being here. Welcome back, Samurai. Are you back in the Discord as well?
Yes.
Did you grab a little snack?
Yeah, dude. I don't ever eat before I stream. Like I just end up like eating at weird times.
Believe me, I feel you. All I've had since I got off work was this cup of coffee, and as soon as I get off stream most nights, I just like go ham on some food. So I'm excited.
I know the problem, man.
As soon as
we've all been there.
Master Goldu returns here, we'll jump right back into it and try to get through this next fight before the end of the stream. Ham. Flim knows what I'm talking about. I'll go ham on some ham. Before you got back, I don't know if you heard, I was just thank you guys again, Samurai especially. I really appreciate you guys being here and being patient, being down a member. It means a lot to me. I know it's hard to manage your time and have to commit to this thing every week. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you guys are awesome. Everyone in the chat, Softcore Samurai, Vampire King, these guys are also streamers, and I wanted to play this game with them, not because I thought that they would be particularly good at it, because I thought that it would be good for the stream or anything like that. I wanted to play with these guys because I wanted to play D&D with my friends, and I consider these guys my friends and incredible streamers. Please go check them out.
Oh, Elder.
Sorry, I had to
Thank
be
you.
younger, dude. I had to take a
Damn
speed
it,
sheet
Donald.
and
Welcome back,
rest
everyone.
of flooding, dude.
And
Still poop.
welcome back.
Oh, well, yeah, dude. It's my pleasure to do this, man. This is awesome.
Dude,
I love
I'm glad you're having fun. I hope that it's getting better every week. This episode's been a lot of fun. You're doing some combat now. We're actually getting into it. And if you would direct your attention to the screen, you have re-entered the arena.
Oh, what is this mess?
Oh no, I
Oh,
wanted
boy.
to enter. I did.
You can do that. I'll consider that you did that. You do have to make a stealth check, but I'll allow it.
Thanks, Daddy.
We'll say that you kind of timed it so where when the door was opening, you slowly like crept out behind everyone else and you stayed hidden. And we'll say that you were standing, like you could be standing behind one of these guys to hide, just to tell me where you want to be positioned at.
Behind Shady is the biggest and fattest.
Cool. So yeah, you guys walk back out into the arena, and the doors reopen. Cracklash like slaps you on the back, and he's like, "All right, guys, sorry about the short notice here, but the crowd wants what the crowd wants." And you go back out, and the bugles sound again, and the crowd is freaking out, and it's all the same people. You know, it's only been 15-20 minutes. People have returned to their seats from getting food, and as you walk out, you see the man in the gold and blue armor return to his balcony from back in. You guess that he's got some sort of like tunnel or room behind the balcony where he kind of comes from in between fights, and he doesn't like spend his time like mingling with the crowd in between these events. He doesn't want anything to do with that. He comes back out and he looks and he sees that the arena is even more packed with people anticipating this next fight. And he goes in the bugle's silence and he sits down, and the doors slam close behind you, and the cannon launches again, and the fight has begun. Roll initiative.
May the God be with me. Yes.
Very nice.
Blast!
Hey, you have a modifier, Donald. That's cheating.
Cheater!
You guys get an initiative modifier. If you,
What?
it should just be your dex modifier.
Mine's is 18.
Precious.
Well, then mine's tied with
Yeah,
Donald.
Yeah, if you look
No,
at
you
your
don't.
initiative
I
right
got
here,
+1.
you get +1. So in the event of an initiative tie, the party gets to decide what order it goes in. Like I get to leave it up to you guys. So if there's a tie, you guys can decide what order you want. So it's either Chad or Goldu will go first, and then let's see, Jinx has to roll as well. So it'll be Chad or Goldu, and then Darrow, and then Jinx. A lot of people house rule it
wanna
to
go
higher
first.
decks
You want to go
goes
first?
first,
I mean,
but
for
I like
stealth
letting the
purposes,
party
maybe you
choose.
should-
Like
you should let me
it
go
allows
first,
them to
so then they
strategize
look
a little
at
bit
me when I
more,
run.
like they are now.
'Cause that's all I'm gonna do
Good
is run.
point.
But if you want, you can go first. It's up to you.
Oh, hold on,
die
hang on
first.
1 second, guys. Getting hit with this big raid from Sound Shower. Oh my goodness.
Holy raid.
Sound, thank you so much for the raid, man. Party of 11, welcome to
God,
the
is that that
stream.
new Sonic?
Thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for coming through on the raid. Kermit, Beastblade, Dude, Mystified. I love it. Love all the names. Welcome to the stream, you guys. You caught us right towards the end of our episode 4 of our D&D campaign. If you're new to the channel, please stick around. If you're interested in D&D, you can catch all the previous episodes on my Twitch highlights or on YouTube. These guys, it's a party of 4 people. One of them is missing today, so I'm playing as the extra character. They're in the middle of this gladiator arena. They've been taken prisoner by this city that they've found themselves in, and they're now prisoners of the pit, and they are in this gladiator arena fighting for their freedom. So you guys got here right at the beginning of this battle, and we're just about to get into it. Sound Shower, the stream is going great. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I really appreciate you coming on. Sound is awesome. I was just at his stream before I started. He's a great guy. Happy 1-year anniversary of streaming. And thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed the stream. So everybody's rolled initiative. The enemies in front of you, as you walk into the arena, you can see there's these 3 like commanding figures in leather armor and shoulder pads, and they have these flowing capes behind them, and they have these like woodsman axes. And in front of each of these men, who upon further inspection, you see every single one of these men looks like the exact same person. Like maybe this is like a set of triplets standing in front of you, 3 of these like tall blonde woodsman looking guys with this axe, and then in front of each of them is an identical giant mastiff dog, like these huge mountain dogs, and each one of them is holding the axe, and at their feet is the dog. 3 of them in a row, the same exact image in front of your mind, or in front of your eyes across the arena.
I want to roll for perception.
Go for it.
Or wait. Do I have to wait till my turn?
Nope. Go for it. You can do, actually all of you guys roll perception. See how it goes. 15, 12. Tibetan Mastiffs, those dogs that are the size of bears. Audiophile, yeah, like maybe not quite that big, but they're like the big, like that breed of dog, big Mastiffs.
I don't have any modifiers for yours.
Perception is just straight up whatever. I don't know if it's wisdom or intelligence, but
Wisdom.
So yeah, let's see.
Mine's is charisma.
15, 12, and 15.
Oh, my bad. Oh, wait, that's mine's is wrong. Wait.
Okay, hang on.
Sorry. It would be...
David, welcome. You missed one gladiator fight against this amazing ranger who controlled a raven, and they killed him. They did a great job. Now they're just beginning the second fight. Okay, so 15, 12, and a 12, you said?
Yeah, 12.
Okay, so essentially you all come out and you all see this at the same time, and you turn to each other and you see that these... It looks like there's like this set of triplets with these like triplet dogs in front of you, like 3 identical woodsmen, big tall men, and 3 giant dogs, and they're standing in the exact same position, and they all look the same. And you stand there and observe them for a minute, and you can kind of tell that they're breathing and moving and kind of standing a little bit differently. Like they're not mimicking each other's movements, but they just look identical, and they all act the same, but like they're breathing, and you can tell that they're not robotic like mimics of each other. And the dogs all move first, and they charge across the battlefield at you guys.
I don't like dogs.
And each one of them is going to attack the person that they get close to there. So Jinx will get attacked by 1, and it will hit. And let me see. Jinx is going to take 5 damage, and he has to make a saving throw, which he fails. So Jinx is knocked prone. He is this massive Mastiff charges across the battlefield and jumps up and bites onto Jinx's arm and tackles him and knocks him over in the process. He takes 5 damage, and he's knocked over onto his back, and he's laying on the ground in this spot. Chad, you also get attacked. And this one, what is your AC, Chad?
12.
Okay, so this one like makes the same giant like lunging tackle at you, and you see this happen to Jinx, and you like pick up your arm and you like bash it away, and it just lands right in front of you. So now it's just in front of you, and you have avoided the attack. The third one kind of swings around and does like a run around to the side and tries to bite at your leg, Darrow, and it will attack you. What's your AC?
12.
Okay, it hits. So it latches onto your leg, and it will make you take 5 damage, and you also have to make a strength saving throw. So
-1.
So roll for strength.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I love this game.
So you rolled a 1 with a -1 modifier. So you actually rolled a 0 on your strength. So this dog, like, it bites into your leg right above where your like leather like seafaring boots are at, and it grabs onto your leg and it just ragdolls your ass. Like, you get this dog rips your legs out from under you, and you land straight on your back, and you get the wind knocked out of you, and this dog just like bears down on your leg, and you take this 5 points of damage. So
you fucking dog!
You're flat on your ass, and you're knocked prone. And that is the dog's turn. And who was? Let me get that initiative order from everyone again. Let me see.
Me first.
You guys decided that Goldu's gonna act first.
Yeah.
So it's Goldu, Chad, Darrow, Jinx, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Goldu, yeah, you're up, man. You see these dogs charge in, and
go this damn dog off of me.
Elf.
You're gonna go towards the elf. Okay.
Oh my god, this dog's gonna kill me.
So do you want to go like right by the dog here?
Behind sandwich.
Okay, nice. You very smart. So now you have advantage on this attack against the dog because it's flanked.
So I roll 2-time initiative attack, right?
2 times your attack roll. Yeah, no initiative, but just roll your d20 plus your modifier and do that twice.
Attack, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck? 9 and 8.
Oh man. So let me see what this thing's AC is. Okay, I'll give you a little hint. You barely miss, and you take this swing from stealth at this dog, and it seems to not have noticed you because it's so interested in this juicy half elf leg that it's taken a bite out of.
Damn.
You can still use your cunning action though, although you still feel like you have not been seen yet.
Can I throw the flask of poison on the dog?
Sure, yeah.
Do I have to roll d20 for that?
I will, yes. I'm going to consider this like a bonus improvised attack roll. This is kind of just on the fly, and you're going to expend one of the uses of the vial, so it has 7 uses left, and roll a d20 with no modifiers.
So do I still get like 7 use of the flask, right?
Yeah, you only used 1. You didn't dump the whole thing out. You just like dumped a little bit, like 1 of the ounces out of the flask, and it's like this acidic poison, and it deals 5 damage to this dog, and the dog like lets go of Darrow's leg, and it just dissolves, and it's dead.
Oh, thank God!
Nice.
Yeah, so you've killed this dog.
Am I still hidden though? Or
yeah, since like the other ones are like busy with the people they're attacking, and their masters have like not advanced towards you guys yet. The only thing that really noticed you was the mastiff that you kind of just like dissolved off of the face of the earth, so nobody knows you're there.
all plain.
What's that?
All plain, baby.
Yeah. So
put dirt at what's it called? The elf. I threw dirt.
You throw dirt at him? Okay.
Yeah.
You
well, thank you too, Golden.
Well, the dirt like lands in your leg, and it kind of like seals up your bite wound a little bit, so you feel a little bit better.
Ancient recipe.
Yeah, mechanically nothing changed, but you feel better.
You have the grace of the gold upon you.
And now it is Master Chad's turn. Chad the Barbarian.
By the power of Chad, I will slay. Chad goes into a rage.
Nice.
And then he attempts to
Rage
get
activated.
a double hit with his greatsword because it says up to 2 creatures within 5 feet.
Oh, dang. All right. You're going for that cleave.
Yes.
All right. I like it. Let's see the attack roll, sir.
Nice.
Ooh, a big 16. Roll damage, please.
And then plus 5.
Plus 2. You just add. Oh yeah, you add your strength and your 2 from rage, right?
Yes.
So yeah, plus 5. So what is that? 16.
16.
You go into this berserker rage, and you pull back and you let out this dragon roar, and a little bit of the frost comes out of your nostrils and your mouth, and your great sword, you bring it down and you instantly decapitate both of these dogs.
Chad! The power of Chad is unstoppable!
See it, Sound. Thank you so much for the raid, man. You're awesome. Have an incredible night.
Nice one.
Yeah, you have just instantly annihilated both of these mastiffs, and they lay on the ground with no heads.
Woo, shot.
Back with stuffed crust pizza. That sounds delicious. So you made your attack for the turn, but you can still move or whatever. And after you decapitate these dogs, the crowd freaks out, and they're like, "Holy crap! This guy just one swing, 2 kills. This is legendary status." And they're freaking out and yelling and cheering, and people are now at this point they're throwing little gold coins into the arena and stuff.
All right, Chad's gonna try and make a performance check to dance.
Okay, nice. Yeah, roll a performance check.
They only like Fortnite dances, by the way.
They only like Fortnite dances. Yeah.
Du flush.
Perfect.
You rolled a 19.
19.
Oh my god! All right, so you still have your movement left. Do you want to move anywhere before you dance, or are you just dancing in place?
I'll dance
Dance,
towards
move.
them. I'll just dance straight towards them.
Yeah,
Okay.
baby.
In a straight line.
How far do you want to go?
As far as I could go.
Okay, you have 30 feet of movement, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You move all the way forward, and the whole time you're just giving them the moves, and you're putting on your show, spinning your sword around, giving them the strangest, oddly flirtatious dragon dance, and spinning your sword around, and the crowd is hamming it up, man. They're loving it. They're cheering for you and throwing more and more of these gold pieces into the crowd. Yeah, that's your turn. It's now Darrow, I believe.
Not
Regurgitated stuffed crust soup. Oh my god.
Oh, no, wait, I'm for it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Jinx is last, I believe.
What kind of attack spells do Jinx have?
Jinx, let me look. I think he probably has a cantrip that does some damage. He also has the crossbow, which probably does more damage than any cantrips at his level. He has... Let me see. Sacred Flame. He can do 1d8 radiant damage, which, yeah, it's the same damage as his crossbow, so... I imagine he would probably just use the crossbow and save his spell slots to heal you guys.
Alright. Then I'll
We'll
use
be
bonus
finishing up
action
here in
to
like
use
10
Bardic
minutes.
Inspiration.
Goldu. Bardic Inspiration, you're using it. All right. This is the pretty much the main highlight of the Bard class. I'm glad you're finally getting a chance to use this. This is really what the Bard is all about. You're going to play your bagpipes and inspire one of your party members and make them better. So who are you targeting with this?
Chad.
Oh, it's definitely Chad.
Okay.
Chad!
So can you explain what the Bardic Inspiration does for everyone that's watching?
Not even your savior.
One second.
Sure.
Okay, bardic inspiration.
As a bard,
You can
Darrow
inspire
plays the
others through
bagpipes.
stirring musical work. To do so, you use a bonus action on your turn to choose one creature other than yourself within 60 feet of you,
Okay.
if you can hear you. That creature gains 1 bardic inspiration die, which is a d6.
Sure.
Once with creature, add the number roll to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Very nice. So Chad now feels bardically inspired. He did this crazy dance across the battlefield after double decapitating this pair of gigantic bear dogs. He's feeling pretty good, and he hears the like battle hymn of your party play in the background. You light up these bagpipes, and Chad is just like, he's flexing on these guys. He's 10 feet away from these 3 woodsmen, and he's just like posing at them. He's feeling it. He's excited, and he feels inspired.
I'll make sure to bring some music next time.
Nice. I like it. All right. So you still have 1 action and 1 your full movement if you want to do anything else.
I'm just going to get real... I guess I'm a match. Oh, no, let's not do that. I'm going to move 15 feet.
Straightforward?
Straight in front of me, yeah. Straightforward.
Okay. There you be.
I think I'm just going to stop right there. I don't want to get too close to those guys. I don't know those guys.
Okay. So as soon as you finish up your little bagpipe marching tune, as soon as you move there, the woodsman directly in front of you takes his turn. And he marches right up to your bagpipe and ass, and he looks like that music was like bearing into his skull, and he does not seem super happy about it.
Let's smash my
So
bags.
he pulls this like woodsman's axe out, and he takes a big swing at you at your bagpiping arm as well. Let me roll for him. What's your AC?
12.
He rolled a 12. So in the case of a tie, the attacker wins. So he hits your defenses. So
My bagpipes.
he doesn't destroy your bagpipes. Don't worry. He does do 5 damage to your arm though. So take 5. Hey Vex, we only have like 5 or 10 minutes left in the stream tonight. So unfortunately, if you're gonna make a coffee, you won't be able to enjoy it here unless you want to watch the replay that will be up right afterwards. But
do I need you?
Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. So you took 5 damage. He took a big swing at you, and that's the woodsman's turn. And now, who was after you? That was Jinx.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Jinx is going to take his movement and take a crossbow shot at that guy. He big whiffs, takes a big old miss.
God damn it, Slave Jinx.
He has no expression, and it's not his turn anymore. And it's now the next woodsman's turn. He just takes one little step right up to Chad and takes a big old swing.
Robo Jinx doesn't feel empathy.
Chad, what's your AC?
12 arena.
All right, he hits you, and he does 5 damage to yourself as well.
That's rage resistance.
Oh, yeah, so you take 2 damage.
That's my temporary hit point.
Very nice. My dice are loud. They are like solid.
Well, no, I think you get
solid
to
rock.
replenish every
They're
turn.
like these
Oh, it
metal.
replenishes every turn to
metal
4
dice.
max?
I think so. Let me check.
That was only for that battle.
Okay.
Okay, so get rid of them.
So
I'll just
you
take it.
you take 2 damage from your max HP. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Already I'm at.
This guy, he sees the axe kind of like smack you a little bit, and it doesn't do quite as much as he thought, and he's a little discouraged, but he gets his composure back, and he gestures at his freaky twin-looking guy, and that guy walks right up to you as well, and he gets on the other side of you, and when they get close to each other like this, they're only about 5 feet away. They seem like they both are a little bit more gung-ho and emboldened about this, so he's going to attack you with advantage. And he'll hit as well, and he'll smack you for big 5. So
All right.
2 again.
Another 2.
Another. All right. And that's the woodsman's turn. It's back at the top of the round. If the dice are too loud, let me know and I can roll them on a softer surface. I apologize if it's bothersome for you guys.
Sneak behind the enemy in front of the elf.
Okay. So, like, right here?
If I can sandwich, can I?
Let's
No?
see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you can do that right there. So you're
Nice.
you're flanking this guy, and you're still as far as you know, you're still
Save
pretty
me,
sneaky.
small man.
You like it? All right, cool, Vex. I appreciate it, man.
Backstab.
Dice aren't meant to be silenced. Yes,
Rolling.
thank you, audiophile, especially from you, audiophile. All right, you
Bitch ass 20 plus 3.
big old backstab.
23.
All right, 23. So you
That's a nat 20. too.
oh, a nat 20 it
Oh,
is.
two.
So critical hit. So you're going to roll your d6 from your short sword 3 times.
Wait. 1d6 plus 3.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being here.
Oh
man.
wait, no, it's not the plus 3, right?
So don't add
3D.
don't add any of your modifiers until the end. Since you got a crit and it's a sneak attack, just roll a d6 3 times. So
Orgasmic. Oh my god.
total of 14, and now add your dexterity or modifier or whatever. So I think it's a plus 3, right? So yeah, that's a total of 18 damage.
Fuck
And
him up.
you stab this short sword into this guy's back as he's busy trying to like hack away at these bagpipes that are driving him crazy, and instantly he goes down on one knee and he begins pouring blood, and he is now bloodied as well, which makes him spin around, and now he notices you and he'll take a swipe at you with this axe. But he didn't have a lot of time, so he just tries to butt you with the handle of the axe. What's your AC?
14.
Okay, he hits. He takes a swipe at you with the axe handle here, and he does 3 damage to you.
Cut Goldu?
He like
Fummel.
smashed the axe handle into the top of his head. Yeah. You want to get a hefty metal set? Yeah,
Motherfucker,
that is what these are. I really
Goldu?
like them. I'll try to show you guys on the bigger screen
I'm
here.
gonna
but
cut his neck and shit in his mouth.
Oh god. In front of everybody?
Of course.
You definitely
Wow.
did not do that.
No, not yet. He's not dead yet.
Maybe when he's dead, we'll see if you can try. So it is now Chad's turn.
Yeah.
All right,
All right. Chad's gonna go for a reckless attack,
nice.
and once I do my 2 rolls for my advantage,
Sure.
don't tell me if I succeed or not, because if you don't tell me yet, I can choose to use bardic inspiration or not. After I roll, it says.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go and swing for a double cleave hit since they're close.
Sure.
All right, I'm not gonna use my.
All right. So Chad rolled an 18 on this greatsword cleave reckless attack. So he had advantage. So now on his next turn, all enemies will have advantage on him. Also, Goldu is the rogue, David. Yeah. David says, I'll have what he had if he moans like that. So Chad takes a big greatsword swing at these two guys. Roll to hit. You roll to hit. You hit and roll your damage.
My damage.
You can use the bardic inspiration for damage as well, I believe.
Does it say
I don't
damage
think,
or just attack roll? I believe it's
think
just
it's
an
attack
attack
roll.
roll.
I think it's just attack.
Okay.
That would
And
be
then
insane.
We add 5.
Some
so
dice made of
that's like
depleted uranium. There you
20.
go.
13. 13 AOE.
13 to both of these guys. All right. So let's see here. They both get this big cleave gash across their chests as they're like standing next to each other, kind of like empowering each other, and they both get knocked back a little bit and kind of grab at themselves, and their leather armor has been like slashed through. They're not quite looking like they're in too rough of shape currently.
All right, cool.
All right, it is Darrow's turn. It looks like. That's gonna get you on a list.
Oh yeah,
Vex.
well, sorry. I just want to signal the bot Jinx to throw a heal my way.
Okay. He
Next turn.
he RoboCop acknowledges that you have said that.
Awesome.
Let me check how many spell slots Robo Jinx even has.
He has like 2 or 3 heals per rest.
Let me see. He has 3 spell slots. I believe I've used 1. Does that sound right?
There's one cure
I
on
think
you.
I healed you. Yeah. Okay. So he's got 2 heals left. So good to know. It is Darrow's turn.
I don't know what to do. I think I might die.
Some dice made of antimatter.
I'm
They
sorry,
always
Golden.
roll
I'm just
nat
gonna run
ones,
away,
but they
dude.
also destroy the universe when you roll them.
Trash. Kill him.
I don't think he's gonna die.
You do have advantage on the attack because he's flanked.
Yeah, he's flanked, dude. You cannot riposte. You can kill
Chad
him.
hit them for how much damage again?
Chad hit the 2 in front of him for 13 damage.
And they weren't bloodied at 13
That's
damage,
correct.
Donald. So if you
They
double
must have-
that, that's
they must
26 damage. So they must have 30.
Don, how
Or
much
something
did
close to that.
Goldu hit them for?
Goldo hit him for 18, I believe.
And he was bloodied. Yeah.
He was bloodied. I don't think I would do enough damage to kill it, though.
If you hit him, I have the next run, right?
Before he attacks,
No,
he attacks.
he'll attack, but yeah.
He is
Oh,
directly after Darrow in the initiative order.
You can't escape anyway. He's close to you. He's gonna attack you. You do not have disengage. You can
I
heal
think
yourself.
I think everyone
You
can
can-
disengage, but they have to use their action to do it, right?
Oh, you can use the combat bandage.
That you have that as
Yeah,
well.
you're right.
You have 3 of those.
That's an action, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
full action. You can't do anything else if you use that, other than you can move. But he will get an opportunity attack if you move away. For any new viewers, I've
Let's just use the
homebrewed
combat bandage.
a gladiator item for these guys called the combat bandages. That is like a homemade item in this world. It's 1d8 of healing. All right,
You're
yeah.
full HP.
Roll
Well, yeah.
roll a d8.
Jesus Christ.
All right, you try to wrap this bandage around your wound, and it just kind of falls apart, and you get a little bit of the like paper stuck in the cut, and you heal 1 damage.
Woohoo!
And now this guy, it's the guy right in front of you's turn, and he actually he just got super short sword backstabbed by this crazy little halfling guy behind him. So he spun around and he hit him in the head with his axe, and now he's going to take a full swing at him. And that's a miss. You swing and a miss.
Bitch.
It is now Jinx's turn, I believe. So Jinx,
He can heal Darrow if Darrow needs it more.
Nah,
that's
go.
up to you guys. You guys are more than welcome to discuss
I'm only
that.
missing. I'm only missing like 4 HP, so you probably need a lot more than me. So
I mean,
I was just anticipating getting hit 2 more times next turn since they have advantage.
Oh,
think
I
unless
like
he rolls
that
a nat
audio
20,
file.
you
I
can't
like
kill him
that.
next
Burning
turn.
the dead
So,
characters.
think
I like
it's
Matt
just
Colville
heal-
just
heal
rips him in
those
half.
guys.
He's gonna
Dice
die
made from the
anyway.
ashes. I like
Yeah,
that.
plus I can keep these 2 distracted longer. But
Yeah, I think it's just better for
Jinx
you
can
to kill
revive
those
you.
guys.
if you'd fall down,
So who is
Okay, yeah, we'll be
getting the
fine.
heal?
I'll be getting the heal.
You will. Okay, so Jinx is going to run up and he's going to deftly avoid everyone here and run up behind you. And he's going to cure wounds on you, which is 1d8 plus 3, I believe. 1 second here. 5 HP coming your way.
All right, I'm full.
Oh, that sounds awesome, audio file. Nice. All right, you are good to go. And Jinx is back to sentient robot standstill, not moving. He's done. And I believe it is the 2 in front of you, Chad.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds right.
They are going to reposition themselves a little bit, and since they'll still be within 5 feet of you, they don't provoke an opportunity attack. They are just going to move around a little bit.
All right.
One of them will move here. One of them will move here. And they'll both attack each of you right there. So one will attack Jinx and one will attack you. So Jinx first. Jinx gets hit, takes 5 damage. He is now, let me see. Jinx is at pretty low health here. He is pretty bloodied. He's taking some damage. And then Chad, you take, let's see. He hits you as well, and you take another 5.
All right, so I'll take 2.
And that is their turn. Jinx is like he's been knocked back a little bit, and he's bleeding out pretty badly.
Okay, maybe we can get him to
Robots
combat
cannot
bandage
bleed.
himself.
Robots can't bleed. He's not actually a robot. He just seems to not have any sort of life in him today.
Yeah, maybe he should just combat bandage himself next turn.
Okay.
No, he attack. He die for the group.
That is an option.
It is now, I believe, Goldu's at the top of the order.
I
Yes.
want to try to stealth.
Okay, make a stealth roll.
He's looking at you.
He is looking at you.
Huh?
Jesus Christ.
Will I disappear in front of him?
So you do what is in this gladiator world, like the City of Chance. They know what you're doing when they see you bend down, and you're a halfling, so it only takes you like half a second to reach down, and everyone stands up and they freak out because they know what's going on. And you reach down and pocket sand, and you throw some sand right in this guy's eyes. And you disappear in this flash of pocket sand, and you are now stealthed for this round. For the next couple seconds, he's got some sand in his eyes.
And I attack him.
All right, you try to slam this short sword right into his gut here. Make your roll.
Christ on his rolls.
18 again.
Dang, son. All right, roll damage plus the plus the
Uh,
sneak attack. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves out there.
5 plus 3, 8.
All right, you hit this guy. You like pocket sand him and then give him the old like gut stab, and he like doubles over, and he's barely hanging on. He's been like holding himself pretty steadily and like double handing this axe the whole time, and the axe drops to his side, and he's just got like one hand on it barely, and he's like teetering a little bit.
Straight.
Who's next? Chad.
All right, Chad's gonna throw his great. Well, he's not gonna throw, but he's gonna shine his great sword up high in the sky in the pit, so the sun gleams on it.
Very nice.
And then he's going to look both of his opponents in the eyes as he
Thank you
brings
for
the blade
follow,
down
audio
upon
file.
them.
Love the name as well. Big audio nerd here as well. Well, 1 second there, Chad. Sorry, I got to follow right when you were talking. Okay, you raise the sword up, and then you're gonna bring it down.
Yes. Then until a beam of sunlight hits the sword,
Okay.
and it shines at the crowd, and then he looks into the eyes of both of the men, and
Right.
he brings the sword down upon them.
Nice. All right.
The great sword.
Is this a
And,
reckless attack or just a regular?
Definitely a reckless attack, and I'll tell you if I'm gonna bard inspire
It's
myself.
Chad.
Definitely not. I'm gonna stop with one.
Jesus Christ.
You should actually still roll your advantage if you want, because you can still get a nat 20. But yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right, you get this big glistening sword moment, and the crowd goes wild. You're flashing them all in blinding sunlight with this glistening great sword, and you slam it down onto these guys. Roll damage.
And then +5, so 11.
All right, they both take 11 damage, and now they both look about like the other guy does. They're like where that slash was on their leather like chest armor. You managed to like bring it down right in that same gash area, and they're both like just spewing blood out of the front of their armor, and like it's bubbling over the top, and they're just like trying to just like hold their skin together while they're battling you guys.
Beautiful.
And I believe it is Darrow's turn. You wish you had more money for audio gear? Me too. I need a new mic and setup for the stream for sure.
I think he'll die on a hit.
He might.
I two-hand my spear.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, kill him.
And because I'm just really beat up and I'm not feeling it, I just want this guy to die. I just go ahead and stab him or try to stab
All
him.
right. Make an attack roll with advantage because he's flanked. Donald, be appropriate.
Is that
Can
working?
you
I
choose?
forgot already.
Roll 2 times.
Yeah, you get to roll the attack roll twice, and then you take the higher number. Several.
Okay.
Very nice audio file. All right, D20.
All right, so
Should be a D20 plus your strength plus your proficiency, and then you do that twice
Yeah,
and take the
negative.
higher. Oh yeah, you have negative strength.
God, Jesus.
Oh my god.
We got a 5 and a 4. So you bear down on this spear. You have both hands on it, and you know, like, this guy is like doubled over. He's turned around, like he can't even see you. He's focused on the little halfling, and you both hands, like, you drive this spear, and it goes right between his legs, and he misses. And
Almost hit me.
it almost hits Goldie, but he dodges out of the way, and he just like smacks the spear out of the way and just yells over the top of this guy, like, "What the hell are you doing, elf?"
I'm like half dead. What the hell do you want from me?
And,
Like, I just can't even stand.
Use the dagger.
It's
You are
now,
more dexterity.
That's true. You're right. I just wanted to kill him. I was scared.
it is now, unless you're going to use a bonus action. Do you have anything else you're going to do?
Bonus action
can I
to
move
shoot
away from him?
dispense.
I'm still gonna get hit.
Yeah, it'll provoke an opportunity attack if you move.
I
Shoot
yell
your pants,
expletives
man.
at him.
All right, you yell at him, and he seems like he's already in a world of hurt. But you made him even more upset.
Stupid
you
face.
You shouting at him and like cursing him out, the crowd like goes
crap.
wild a little bit, and they're excited.
They love me.
They're like,
Has
hell yeah,
Jinx
this guy's
gone?
great. Jinx is
But-
after the next guy.
I thought he was before Darrow. Okay,
He
my
is he's second to last.
bad. Yep.
So Darrow, you're finished with your turn, and the guy who is like sandwiched in between the two of you now, he makes like one last hurrah and grabs this axe and he throws it. And he doesn't throw it at Darrow. He doesn't throw it at Goldu. He throws it right in the back of Jinx. He sees that Jinx is bleeding out. He sees that his other brothers are in this fight against two pretty strong fighters and they might be on the losing end. So he tries to just save his twins and throws this woodsman's axe across the battlefield at Jinx. And he hits. And
Can I try to catch the javelin?
he throws an axe, but
Oh,
I will allow you to try to make a like acrobatics check, but it's going to be like real hard. Like
Maybe Chad should try because he has this bardic.
Chad, I'm going to say Chad is like pretty busy with these two dudes swinging a great sword around.
Damn it,
13.
Chad! Use your
All
tail.
right, so you try to grab this axe as it flies through the air, and it like spins right through your hand, and it hits Jinx in the back,
I was too short.
and it lodges itself in the back. Jinx has taken these axe hits to the front, and now he takes one in the back, and he's just being like roundhoused by these guys, and Jinx goes down.
Yeah, he's losing oil, dude.
Oh no, he's sleeping.
Someone get the screwdriver.
It is
We
now.
need coal.
It would be Jinx's turn, and he is going to have to make a death saving throw. This is the first time we've had this come up on the stream. So if you get knocked to 0 HP, you at the beginning of your turn, you have to make a death saving throw. If you fail, you can only get 3 fails, and then you die. If you get 3 successes, then you like stabilize and you stay alive. There's no modifiers. It's just straight up. If you get higher than 10, you pass. Lower than 10, you fail on a D20. So, death saving
What-
throw number 1.
What about if you get a 20 and a 1?
Then good point. Thanks for bringing that up. If you get a 20, you automatically stabilize, and if you get a 1, you're dead.
Oh, I thought it was just 2 points.
Gee.
It might be 2 fails instead of just straight up dead, but Either way, yeah, 2 fails. Also, if you get attacked while you're down, it is like an automatic failure. I'll probably do the same, Lich. That's a good idea. So he rolled a 13, so he's saved 1 throw. So
Lucky boy.
he's laying there unconscious, but he's not gave up the ghost yet. And now it's the 2 men in front of him's turn. One of them
Oh, he's dead.
will make a swing at Chad, the guy who's been attacking them with his crazy axe and or with his crazy greatsword. He'll swing at Chad. Your AC?
12.
Okay, he hits, and he's going to hit you for 5.
All right. Rage.
And the guy next to him is going to see that he has the chance, and he's going to take a swing at Jinx as well. He hits. It doesn't do any damage. Like, the only way that, here's another aspect of dying. If you get hit by an attack that would do your entire health pool of damage when you're at 0, like take you to negative, like if your health is 20 and you're at 0 and you would get taken to negative 20, that's an insta kill. But if you get hit by anything else while you're at 0, it doesn't do that. It just takes away a death saving throw. So he's got 1 success and 1 fail now. And it is now Goldu's turn.
I finish him the adversary in front of me.
All right, make an attack roll. Also, sorry that this is running late, guys. I'm just trying to finish this battle before we sign off here.
Ugh! Thanks God I have advantage.
Yeah, advantage.
All right, you rolled a 19, and you can roll 1 more to try to get a crit if you want. Oh, you rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Okay, 19 hits. Roll for damage.
1d6 plus 3.
I think he has at least 4 HP.
Beam, bitch!
You drive this short sword in, and you twist it right up through his, like, under his armor and up through, and you pull it out, and his guts come with it, and he slumps over dead.
Hell yeah, baby. I kick its body once.
His body has been kicked. The crowd goes wild.
Then I cunning action,
Okay.
and I sneak.
Okay. Do you want to move at all?
Yeah. I can move, yeah, but I want to sneak first.
Okay.
So 18.
Okay. You feel
Then,
sneaky.
I want to go behind Chad and between the enemy, sandwich Chad and him.
Like right here?
No, behind the enemy.
Right here.
That is fucking Chad. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You are sneaky and standing behind Chad.
No, I want behind the enemy of Chad.
Right.
Sandwich
Right
him.
there. Okay. Yep.
Why didn't you
Yeah,
go for
yeah,
Jinx's one?
Oh, fuck, Jinx, he's dead.
All right. You
It's not
are
like I can kill him.
you're standing behind the Chad's enemy. It's now I believe it's Chad's turn.
Yeah, now we have opportunity, you know, see?
This ends now. Chad raises his greatsword for one last time, and he brings it upon both heads for a double execution.
Okay. Make your attack roll. It would be funny if this missed, huh?
Be great.
Oh,
Jesus.
the nat 20. The nat 20 has happened, everyone. The
Oh, thanks to
execution.
me.
All right.
That's true. Thanks to Gold.
Roll your damage die twice and then add your modifiers.
Damage twice.
Nat 20 GG.
No!
Vex says.
Plus 6, so 11 plus my modifier, so 15.
All right,
Yeah,
so
more
you
than enough to go.
16.
you swing this great sword directly in the line of their necks with this crazy flourish. You see Goldu appear behind him, so you're kind of like emboldened. You know that he's dispatched their foe, and this is all that's left. And you off with their heads, and they roll across, and they fall into the water on the side of the arena, and both of their bodies fall down.
Even in this dimension, I'm a chattiator!
And the crowd like flies off their seats and is just like cheering.
Shadow go!
Pump my
One
fist in the
second.
air.
Clap.
Easy clap. Someone died.
So
No, that isn't conscious. Dude.
everyone is cheering, and
Well,
you're
he
all
basically died.
you're taking in the crowd's noise, and they're flipping these coins onto the ground, and you collect them all.
Oh, I
and
get the coin. Yes.
Each one of you is going to get 20 gold pieces.
Nice.
So you can add that to your
Boinker.
inventory or write it down. And the doors open up, and this cleaning crew comes out to kind of dispose of the bodies and signifies the end of the match. And they put Jinx's body onto this stretcher, and they bring it out with you into the preparation area where Cracklash is waiting. And he looks like happy to see you and that you made it out of that one, but he's upset. He knows that this does not look good, and he knows that when you have to go to the nurse in the pit, it's not good.
He's the only
And,
hero we have. I don't have any magic left.
You're all into the preparation room, like the entrance way into the
You're
arena,
embedded in
and
it.
that's going to be it for tonight.
Woo!
You guys survived the
Oh,
pit,
Jinx.
your first day. At least it looks like you all survived. Who knows what exactly is happening? Nicely done, guys. Sorry that went so late, but I'm glad we finished that one up. Thank you very much for sticking around through it.
Honestly,